Hello one, hello all. Welcome once again to Blaine's Escape Corner, our little corner of the internet. We get together, we talk about things that help us escape. It is Waifu Wednesday. I'm cleaned up here, and we are ready to talk. Welcome, Leon. How are you doing, my friend?
Brother, man? Because of all your schedule changes last week, we haven't gotten a stream in like 2 weeks. It was like I'm starting to miss my buddy.
It's been a bit. Yeah, Friday disappeared on me unexpectedly, so.
I see Daxonar in the chat. How you doing, Daxonar? Happy you hopped on over, buddy.
What's going on, Daxonaro? Daxonaro.
So looking forward to it's a fun time Friday last week because I'd gotten caught up on almost all the anime. I finished a few and I was like, yeah, we're gonna talk about them, and then it didn't happen. So I've just got this pent up week and a half need to talk about the finished season. So
nice. And then it's safe to assume you've now finished Hokkaido and Sasuke.
I absolutely have finished Hokkaido and Sasuke.
Beautiful. Kanpai.
Kanpai. I also finished Demon Prince Momochi House.
Oh yes. That one exists too. It is.
Yes. So there's only one episode left of Metallic Rouge.
Oh, nice. You kept going. What is up, Lucifer? Don't talk about Metallic Snooze. Well, we will. We just did. It exists. Get ready for it.
Prior to that, I got possibly bad news. We'll see. I'm having Bird Brain in here for the stream. He's been incredibly quiet, but I'm a little worried about him. I stepped on him earlier. Now he hasn't quite been flying right, and he's been very silent.
What?
I was taking a shower. Gosh. I was taking a shower, and I got out not knowing he was sitting at the foot of the shower, and just stepped right on him. And he squawked, and I freaked the fuck out. And he started running off, started hobbling off. And I chased him down. I picked him up and step up, Hondo. And like I tried to toss him to see, and he's flying a little crooked, but his wings are fine. Like I don't see any issues with his wings. I'm wondering if he's just like jarred or whatnot. So
yeah, if a giant squished me, even if I didn't die or get actual hurt, I'd be knocked a bit.
Yeah,
It'd take me a while to get back to normal.
But he's been really well behaved since then. He's run around on his feet and everything just fine. He's just been really quiet since then. He hasn't flown very well. So I'm hoping he just needs time to recombobulate.
All right, combob, you little bird, do it. Look at his feet, his little goober.
Yeah, I feel like such a jerk.
You went hunting for wood today? Oh, you're making the I'm gonna pull that up. You posted that publicly. I think this is gonna be hilarious if you make this thing. Oh, where is it? Here we go. Bingo, bongo. Go back. Wait, why are you?
Oh, look at me! I'm sorry.
Oh
no, never mind.
Whoa! Look at John. What is he? Is that what? Oh no!
So proud to tell us. Look at me, Mom. I'm on TV.
You're gonna get serious making this carving? Yeah, this is so much work. That's exciting. That'll be fun.
Did they carve it with chainsaws? Because that's a thing, is chainsaw carving. I hope to God they made Chainsaw Man from chainsaws.
I don't know how you'd make it without a chainsaw, honestly.
I mean, I don't know, dude. Whittling Man could do it with like a bunch of fucking knives.
I guess that is true, but I have a feeling it'll be chainsaws coming from Lucifer. What's up, Tim? How you doing? He's well behaved because he doesn't want to get stepped on again. It's not that he's like hurt. He's just like, oh, what did I do wrong? And he's like just trying to be really like nice.
I'm worried he's like, oh, I guess he fucking hates me now because he tried to murder me. And it's like, that's not it. I promise you're all right, buddy.
Axon mallet. Wow, said someone who's never worked with wood before. Oh my goodness. Alrighty. And that's in Gatlinburg, Tennessee, at the Museum of Pepper Shakers.
I love Gatlinburg. Gatlinburg's a cool fucking city.
Really, artist would use his bare hands. You found the headpiece. So how many logs go into this? Because my brain was like, at first, oh, it's just like a big log and they carve out of it. But now that you've said a headpiece log, it's like I can kind of see the splits on the arms. So
I can only imagine this being one log if it's like a fucking redwood or something.
Oh, I guess you don't live where big trees are.
No,
You
I
can
mean,
cut like
I live where tall trees are, but not
yeah,
necessarily thick.
not
Like
thick boys.
our thickest trees are like oak trees, to my knowledge, or maybe walnut trees are pretty thick too.
We had a tree in our backyard that we had to get taken out at our last house because it was just someone had previously topped it, and so when you top a tree, it then grows kind of out and up, and it was just destroying that side of the roof, and we had to get rid of it. So we cut it, and that round is like 7 feet across.
Oh Jesus, no, yeah, I think that the thickest tree that I've seen in my local area
that's
is like
a nuisance tree. That's like a get this out of here tree.
Yeah, no, I think the biggest I've seen in my local area is like 4 feet around, maybe 5 tops.
For sure. You're doing 14
And that, again,
pieces
that's
on
massive.
this.
Usually they're like 2 to 3.5 feet around. Like big trees are 4. But again, they get stupid tall. Like it's not surprising he's sitting like 60 foot tall or whatever. But
yeah, I could see that. I'm excited, Lucifer. Ad from Honda. Thank you, Anime Rankings. All I watched was Sasuke and Peeps.
Okay,
today.
so
but I watched Hokkaido
then.
Gals yesterday. So
I got. Well, are you finished with Hokkaido Gals?
yes,
Okay, so that means you're finished with Sasuke and Peeps as well, then.
correct.
Okay, so let's go over Sasuke and Peeps first because I got to hear your thoughts on it.
I mean, it's an obvious setup for a season 2. Like
Is it? Because
right
to
off
me,
the bat.
it doesn't even feel like that. There should just be another episode. There was no ending here.
Well,
I'm so pissed.
Yeah, that's how like the season 2 announcements are coming so
like,
quickly.
Hey, here's a cliffhanger. Like there wasn't even a cliffhanger. It was just like, all right, see you next week, but we won't. Like,
in all honesty, the second season has already been set up, and they're just waiting to announce. Would be my guess. You look at anime and like Tales of Wedding Rings already has their season 2 announcement, and it usually is just the companies waiting to like get everything like lockdown in order to make sure that they get some production that they can show out officially. But yeah, season 2 officially announced. Here you go. And
good.
Unlike,
I was worried it wouldn't even get a season 2 because it was so low on the rankings.
well, I mean, it's so much fun that maybe Japan needs it, and then we just get it too because Japan likes it.
I mean, yeah, I know it's already being dubbed in English. Like, there's already several English episodes. I haven't watched it in English at all. I've only watched it in Japanese, which is the case for pretty much everything this season except for Delicious and Dungeon, which I'm watching in English. But like, yeah, I'm just once season 2 drops, I'm gonna go back, keep watching it weekly. I loved it. I really did. I wanted there to be some sort of cathartic resolution to something.
Yeah,
there really wasn't. It's like
no. It's just like, oh. This is the end of the stories we're telling right now, and we'll be back later to finish more stories. So right. I like the setup right at the end. I thought that was a fun addition, a fun change to that character. I've been so like, I'm like, I don't know if I feel bad or if I'm just bored with this character and like doing the same thing every time. So it's nice to see them do something new. I wish we had a bit more of a little more signs that she's been being like beat or something, so like it feels a little bit like happier for us. But at this point, just the fact that she's a stoop kid all the time is just like, okay, yeah, whoever's in there is a piece of shit. So
did you get in the second to last episode, did you get like emotional or worried when Peeps got stabbed? Because I recoiled. I was like, oh my god, no, his wing.
Oh no. He like, You aren't called the Star Scour or whatever because you know more spells than there are stars. Like I was more shocked that he did get stabbed. Like when he got stabbed, I was like, oh, he'll just like, that's his after image or something that they've been fighting. His actual Peeps is like across the room. So when he was actually stabbed, and he was like, oh, I just had to nullify the poison. I was like, oh, that wasn't what I expected to be there, but
I was genuinely worried. I was like, wait, are we going to see, the great Peachon actually harmed? Is this going to be a thing? And like,
nah.
I was actually glad when like 2 minutes go by and he's like, nah, I'm all healed. And I was like, oh, thank goodness. Why can't you do that?
Yeah. Yeah, you heal up, stabbed bird. He's like, I didn't get stabbed. I got squished. That's always sucks. Like, because also, you know, you get a cat that's like all around your feet as you're walking, and you like accidentally step on it a little, and you're like, oh, dang it! Like, but that's a cat. Like, that's a big enough creature and a loud enough creature that you can tell like what's going on. Whereas, like, I can't imagine stepping on a bird. That sounds terrifying.
Yeah, I mean, because he used to sleep with me, and I started reading stories on the internet of people who would like roll over and crush their fucking birds, and I'd be like,
Oh,
"Oh
for
no,
sure.
sorry, buddy, can't have you doing that anymore." And so, yeah, cock your head. Yeah, we're talking about you.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I really liked Sasuke and Peeps. I did. I enjoyed my time with it. I'm very excited for season 2. I want there to be more. I felt the ending was. I don't know if I would consider it lackluster if it wasn't my favorite show of the season.
Yeah, it is. If you didn't have a season 2 announcement, if you weren't positive you were gonna get more of it, and it just ends here, and you're like, well, I don't know, maybe we'll get more. Like it's a 97 anime.
I wasn't positive we were gonna get more. Like you showing me that gives me such hope because I knew how poorly it was ranking on the rankings. I was like, I don't know if we'll ever get to see this again. What the hell?
Yeah, they're gonna just throw it away like this. All right. No, we'll get more. I do like conclusory seasonals, right? Where like Hokkaido Gals actually has a bit of a conclusion to it, as opposed to just being like, let's just keep going. Whereas this is like, we got more to tell, we'll just keep going. It's like, why didn't you just say you had like 40 episodes or instead of 12? Like, why don't you just say like, here's how much we need? But maybe again they could only get a contract to do 12, and like partway through they were like, all right, this is good, we'll do another season for you, and so they lock in that next contract. So who knows?
And Daxonar, no. So the anime Sasuke and Peeps is about a dude and his pet bird who's actually a magical wizard from another dimension, and the bird's name is Peeps, and so it's like Peeps, like the sound the bird makes.
Yeah, he calls his bird Peeps or Peachon. So yeah, this is Peeps in a suit here.
I love that anime. I love that art right there. That's so great.
Yeah,
I watched every episode but one with Hondo just snuggled up to me. It was such a great bonding experience.
I still will never understand why when I start typing in someone's username on X, it doesn't just automatically have everyone I follow at the top.
Yeah, that's such. I've noticed that as well. It's a really annoying setup.
Okay. Hokkaido Gals. I said everything yesterday, so the chat knows what I think. What did you think of the 2 weeks of Hokkaido Gals?
I loved Hokkaido Gals. I adore this anime. I was emotionally just broken up at the idea that Fuyuki was going to be leaving, and it was. I wanted to know how the resolution was going to go. And then we get to the last episode, and they've got this hotel together, and I was like, "Oh, this is how is this going to get ruined?" Because it always does. And then she fucking leaves, and I was like, "What is going on?" And then we get to the end. We get to the very end of the episode, and he's like, 6 months, a year, however long it is. And in my head, I'm like, oh, I've seen High Score Girl. I know that she goes away in High Score Girl for years and then comes back and life has gone on. And I love High Score Girl. And that's what I expected for this. I was like, all right, we're going to get similar to High Score Girl. And she's like, it's only 2 weeks, dude. And I was like, what the fuck? I audibly went, what the fuck? While I was sitting at my TV watching it. Like, that was such a good joke that I didn't see coming because I'm retarded. So,
I mean, it's such a silly thing. You're like, why would you say that? But like someone who's never left their tiny town, like it can be a big deal just for them to go to the next town over. So it kind of makes sense. But at the same time, you're just like, really? You couldn't say I'm going to a 2-week beauty school? Like how was that not part of the words? Like there had to have been like year-long programs you were looking at. Like why was that so hard to say? Part of me thought when they started with the like, oh, I'm going to go away to beauty school, that it was going to sort of transition to now Gamer Girl has no one sort of taking her like spotlight.
See, that's what I thought as well.
Like,
I genuinely thought that she was going to move in and like he was going to start building on their relationship, and then no, it's just all that for a fucking gag. I'm so upset, but also endeared.
It's adorable.
Yes, Serranos, I get very emotionally involved in my media. This is accurate.
And we have many more chapters, so we have more to come at some point from Hokkaido
Apparently, the
Gals.
manga is almost over, from what a buddy of mine was telling me. So, I'm not gonna read ahead. I'm just gonna wait for the anime.
If the manga is almost over, then there is a better chance that we get a season 2. As of right now, though, we have no announcements. You thought Tsubasa would hang out more with Sayuri? Yeah, same as.
But I also felt like introducing what was her name, Reina? Is that the third girl?
Yeah, the white-haired girl.
Yeah, I think that they. I mean, I get maybe they're following the manga, and because the manga is paced differently, maybe it works out. But they introduced her too late. I don't really think she wasn't in the ending. She wasn't in the last episode. I don't think she was in like the. Oh,
she was in the ending.
She wasn't interacting with Tsubasa
because she's funny in the ending because she's sitting on her knees while they're all like flying. She's just like sitting on her knees in the sky as they're flying through, and that's like I've been like, where is this character? I need to see them. And the fact that she's just like the aloof, kind of interested, but like sort of this character who knows what she wants and just sort of goes out and does it. I think is more of a. She's almost more of a side character, almost more of a background character whose entire purpose is just to give Tsubasa that little idea of here's what it's like when someone is proactive about what they want to do in life.
Right.
So I get that she is set up as a romantic interest, but yeah, she definitely doesn't fulfill that role necessarily.
Yeah, I think maybe she can. I just don't know if it was because of the way the season played out. It was paced a little oddly.
Yeah, exactly.
Give me 1 sec. I gotta go get some vape batteries. I'll be right back.
Jiminire, this is the fill that Lucifer is trying to get you to see. Is Phil Labont showing off his physique. That's who he says that you're 90% straight for. All right, while he's gone, let's get into our rankings. First rankings, here we go. Anime Corner, we've made it through. Oh, we're going to make it through the ads. We made it. We made it through the ads, everybody. Coming from the banks live of the Kanagawa River. Dude, Kandagawa Jet Girls is one of the best anime of all time. Doing the character added to the credits after intro.
Okay, I'm back. I got my vice in check.
No. Hokkaido Girls had all of the girls at the ending credits every episode, and so I was just waiting to see her.
Let's see what else have I watched.
Can I ad blocker? No, I must allow Anime Corner to make money off of their ads, so that I can continue to watch their silly rankings from week to week. Kanawa?
Okay, real quick, so I know that I'm probably the only one here who watched Demon Prince and Momochi House. So
correct.
I ended up giving it a 6.5 out of 10. And I think that's pretty fair. It actually ended up doing more than I thought it would. Like it took some extra risks in the last few episodes that relatively generic. Again, if you've seen Fruits Basket or any sort of anime like that, then you sort of know where this is going. But with how
normal
generic
girl entering magical world,
right? But with how generic the show was and how just sort of cutesy and whatnot, I didn't expect it to actually try and do something serious and try and I expected a whole lot more homoeroticism. I won't lie. This show is not very gay. Like, I expected this show to be super fucking gay. And it wasn't. So, yeah, I gave it a 6.5 out of 10. I feel like if this had been, this is going to be some young generations, like, they'll be talking about this in 2 years as an underrated, 10 years as an underrated gym or something, or 2 years, 5 years, however long. It'll be looked back on as an underrated gym. Should read the manga for what, fan site?
Oh, she just always wants you to read the manga. Whatever you just said, just read the manga instead. Wanted more JoJo vibes.
Not gay enough. No, I'd given it less of a score if it was gayer. Like, I was just when you hear, oh, teenage orphan girl goes to a demon house filled with magical boys. you assume there's going to be a whole lot of homoeroticism, and like Skate the Infinity was fucking gayer than this show. So
should read the manga. It's gayer there. See, that's why you should read the manga. It's got all the gay boy stuff in it.
And I believed you, Peter Venkman. It was more like Serranos was saying that the show was going to be super gay, and I was like, is it though? Like, and lo and behold, he was wrong again. What a shock!
I mean, it was about a guy who uses his powers and returns naked, and his manservants clothe him. So I mean, there was some gay in there. But we'll get to it. Danger's, Apothecary, Mashal, those I can't count those. Danger's been on top forever. That's too bad. How solo leveling? Still. Sign of Affection, excellent ending. Excellent ending. That's the kind of endings romance anime wish they all had. That was wonderful.
I didn't watch Signs of Affection. In fact, I'm not even sure what it is.
It's about a girl who's deaf finding someone to love.
Oh, so kind of like that really good movie about
the anime movie or
the anime movie, yeah.
Yeah, that's Silent Voice.
Yeah, Silent Voice. Thank you.
Not like Silent Voice because never are you like, why are you being assholes? Like, no, they're all in college, so no one's a dick to her for no reason. Like, it's
okay,
actually like really well done. The signing is amazing, and the fact that she doesn't speak, like you hear her inner monologue, but because she doesn't speak when she like interacts with other characters, everything is animated that she has to do. It's really well done, very very well done. Also the story is just adorable, cute. There's some characters that really redeem themselves at the end, and it all comes together.
Have you already gone over the spring season?
Yes. Yeah, we did that. We can go over the ones that I picked as things that I'm gonna watch because that's a much shorter list than the entire list.
Right on. I'll probably have to, if you just send me a link, I'll probably pull up the spring season as well.
For sure. Let's see how this chart goes. Free draws. Oh, it's Nikkei. I don't play Nikkei. Soul leveling still doing well over here, even with this crew. Hokkaido is in the 6. Sign of Affection in 7. That makes sense. I think from an anime fan standpoint, that makes plenty of sense. Wrong Way being in here, also good. Love to see that.
I was correct.
You were correct.
What were you correct about?
Gemini said I was correct.
So yeah, but Peter Venkman Van Site said you were wrong, and I trust her more than Jimmy.
Van Site's a woman, though.
Which is why I trust her more. I haven't learned my lesson yet. I'm not red-pilled enough.
You're the most anti-male homo I've ever met.
More anti-male homo than Fuentes?
Oh, no. Fuentes hates women.
Oh, thank you, DJ. DJ Ronnie G.
You are certainly not Nick Fuentes.
Is Skimichi Moonlight Fantasy worth finishing? I'll let you know when I do. The answer, probably yes, but also expect more. It's kind of a long-running deal, I think, if you're getting into Skimichi at all.
I was going to have another 3 seasons.
I hope so. It'd be fun to have 3 more seasons. So it's a good world. It's a good deal. What happened to Freyren in episode 22? Really fell off the horse there, and then they got back up, but we like to laugh. Delicious in Dungeon, consistent climb. Couple drops on the way, but 1 to 11, moving you from 13th up to 3rd. Well done.
Yeah, I'm not caught up on Delicious in Dungeon. I'll get caught up on next Monday or Tuesday probably, but I've very much enjoyed the first 10 episodes, so I'm excited to see where it keeps going. It actually is finally developing a story, which I enjoy. You can only keep the gimmick of what's the new recipe going every episode for so long.
It's had the story literally the entire time.
What?
That's literally been the story the entire. They've been going down through the dungeon the entire time, Leon. Did you watch the show at all?
Wow, Mr. Snippy, what's wrong with you? Who bit your ball sack? Okay, relax a little bit.
Tomorrow. That's the show. I'm writing a thesis on the plane ride.
You're writing a thesis? All right.
Yeah, like I said.
And yes, you're right. There's technically been a story, but there's finally been new developments within the story.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
yes, Vincent. This is each one of the numbers going horizontally are the episode numbers, and then up and down is their ranking according to Anime News Network viewers. Which, look at gushing, man. 26 up to 11, back down all the way down to 37.
I bet if you tracked this, that would like for gushing, it's like, oh, the most disgustingly sexually lolly charged episodes are the ones that are ranked the highest, and then the episodes where these creeps aren't getting what they want are real fucking low on the totem pole.
Yeah, it deserves
Leon, also,
that.
what is not character development for you, or was not story development?
Well, there haven't been any like in terms of Delicious in Dungeon, because it's just been them going lower into the dungeon. They have not found any new information episode by episode that gets them closer to their goal. It's literally just been physically.
Well, they have to go down because that's where the dragon is.
No, I get that. But what I'm saying is there hasn't been any sort of event or catalyst that gives them new information to make the journey progression more than what we already as the audience know.
But how would they go faster though, or like what would be more of a push?
Well, I mean, there's a million things they can do. Like take the episode with the orcs, for example, and they met that orc family. Like there was a little bit that was given there. We find out, oh, hey, the orcs have moved from several floors because of some sort of tragedy, which I believe ended up being like the red dragon or whatnot. Like, hey, there's a nugget of information there. Like usually when you've got an episodic TV show, there's every episode drip feeds you a little bit more information in terms of it. You're slowly doing the building blocks. Whereas this show, which I'm enjoying, I'm not knocking it at all. I'm really loving Delicious in Dungeon, but it gave us like almost all the building blocks in episode 1. And it's like, now just have fun watching the assembly as opposed to figuring out the assembly.
I mean,
I don't know. Did you watch?
I don't really know what you're looking for there
Did
because
you watch Made in Abyss ever?
I fucking hate Made in Abyss. Made in Abyss is garbage, but yes,
I think I see the connection now.
Because like what we're doing is we're building our characters. We're getting character-focused episodes where we focus on the little halfling, we focus on Senshi, and
I agree. I like that. That's good. I just think that's only a method that can sustain itself for so long. So I'm glad that we're finally getting a different method of moving forward beyond just character moments. Because if it's going to be a 24 episode anime, if it's going to be a 24 episode anime, you can only do character moments every episode for so many episodes before it starts to get boring. It hasn't gotten boring. I think the pacing is good because hey,
I don't think that's true.
Yeah,
the
but
pacing's
you're a
been
gay boy,
fine.
so who cares?
Yeah, I don't think that's true. I think you can continuously build characters and learn more about
I think as soon as you know what the whole plot is about, you kind of lose motivation.
All right, who actually saw the last episode of that?
I did.
Delicious.
Yeah,
You all did?
I watched the 12. I don't know where Leon is.
I've seen up to episode 10. I haven't seen 11 or 12 yet. And
Okay.
I'm positive about the show. I'm really enjoying it. There's a reason it's one of only 7 I'm watching this season. So
You're going to really like 11 and 12 because now I see that's the problem. I want to say
you shouldn't say because you
there is stuff that I want to say, but I won't because I don't want to spoil it. So all I'm going to say is, Leon, get caught up on it and then watch episode 13 and then we'll see how everyone feels from there. But I'm telling you right now,
how do you think Leon feels right now, Brandon?
Yeah, I'm really confused. They're coming at me like I don't like the show when it's one of my favorites.
No, Leon loves it. I know he loves it.
No, I just
but
don't
I think
understand what that your description of it is.
It's gonna
because Serranos, other people, when we look at people who just go, "Oh look, new piece of food. Oh look, new piece of food. Oh look, new piece of food."
That's not
it gets
all it is.
boring over time.
That's not all it is.
I watched 5 episodes. I was like, I can't keep doing this.
It.
I got bored out of it. Because while I was watching it, it was like, who fucking cares?
I care because I want to
you
cook
don't
monsters.
like the characters then.
No, the characters are boring.
Yeah, you didn't listen to
I didn't listen. I listened to all the words, and I thought they were boring, and I didn't like this. I wanted
the characters were ninjas because they kicked the samurai out of the show.
Have you even started Ninja Kamui?
No, I just started because I haven't had time.
Watch Ninja Kamui, and you'll understand good shows.
It's one of your ninja shows, isn't it?
It's a ninja show.
Dude, it's so good though.
It's a ninja show.
Well,
It's a ninja show I would rate at a 9.
Incredible.
And I don't use numbers.
that's pretty good. But I said I really do like Delicious in Dungeon, and now that the first half of the show is done, we'll see how the rest of it goes. Because it's all I'm going to say is I do think there is going to be a bit of a tonal shift because of things, and that's all I'm going to say. And yeah, we'll just leave it there. But Freyrin, I've been posting as many
the tonal
Freyrin
shift
memes
is
as
how
I can.
episode 10 fucking ends. And I was like, oh shit, I didn't see that coming. And
Yeah, there's a ton of stuff that you don't see coming, but we probably should have. And then once we see it,
well, you say there's a ton of stuff we don't see coming. I disagree. After episode 10, that was the one thing thus far I hadn't seen coming, and I'm very glad about it. But
I think all the progression's pretty logical because they've always had the same goal of getting down to the dragon.
Mm-hmm.
Beep boop beep. I want logical anime where I can hear person talk. Beep boop beep. I need whole plot in episode 1. Otherwise, I don't where is it going? I don't understand.
Do you still think Metallic Rouge is good? Have you been watching that and loving it?
No, I haven't been continuing to watch Metallic Rouge. Why do you go back to that one and not Ninja Kamui?
Because I have tried. I don't have
I
anything
have
to talk about Ninja Kamui.
Because
Because I haven't even tried it. I haven't given it a chance one way or the other.
No, dude, Metallic Rouge took a dip, and then it finally got back to being good again. I feel like Metallic Rouge got lost in its own sauce from episodes like 4, 5, 6, and 7. Then episode 8 comes around, and it's like, hey, it's good again. Like, episode 1 through 3 was real good. 4 through 6 or 7-ish got super boring and exposition heavy and a little bit repetitive. Then episode 8 rolls around, and now that we've gotten through episode 8 through 12, I'm like, yeah, I'm back on the team. I'm loving this again.
Nice.
So Metallic Rouge was rough there for a solid several episodes.
All I
It
know
happens
is this:
with original anime when everyone's trying to come up with it as they go, right?
the Sasuke and Peeps, it looks like, is getting a second season. I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I know.
You just read
So
the
good.
announcement.
I've been surprised how many shows that did start the season are getting second seasons and already
And
announced.
considering I
them.
was sucking that show off on your stream last week, I'm really happy.
Yeah, well, it is a good show. I just wish I had more time to
And you can see
watch
just how
it,
many
so.
sequels there's going to be next season. There's always just more and more sequels of everything.
Yeah, exactly.
No, that's
Tales of Wedding Rings getting a season 2.
Yep, it got a season 2. Freyrin got a season 2. Apothecary got season 2.
Wait, it's not a season 3 for Apothecary? This was just an extension of season 1?
It was it was a 24 episode
nice.
season 1.
What's Tales of Wedding Rings about? It's about a guy who is going to be the Ring King, and he has to collect the wedding rings from all the races so he can control all the elements, and he can fight against the Abyss King. It's really good.
Sadly, Gushing season 2 has not been announced yet.
Yeah,
I hope it never is.
Same with Unwanted Undead Adventure. I really do like
was
that.
trash.
I hope it gets a second season, but I kind of doubt it will.
I
The
wouldn't
last
care
6
one way or
episodes
the
were
other.
just
I'm
bad.
not watching it.
Like the last
Unwanted-
6
look at-
episodes of that
look
show
at
were
this.
just bad. I can't word any other way.
I
Well,
really
Tis Time
think,
for
yeah.
Torture's getting a second season, and
It
I
just-
absolutely laughed my ass off at that one.
Yeah.
Oh, when did that one get announced? Was that?
It got
Last
announced right
week,
at the
or-
very end of its episode. It was like 5 seconds. Be
I haven't
back
got-
for season 2. And I
haven't
absolutely
gotten a
loved
chance
what
to
they
catch up
did.
with that. I'm an episode behind.
The very end of that last episode, they ended the show, technically ended the show at about 15 minutes. Then they had a epilogue where, all right, so who wants to know?
No one wants to know. We just wanted to know that season 2 is coming.
Yeah, season 2 is coming,
Okay,
and that
yeah.
makes me happy. And we still have one more core for Urusei Yatsura, and then it'll be, I think,
Angry
it'll be
Canadian.
done.
Hold on, I'm gonna interrupt you. Angry Canadian. We do talk about that game because it is a story-wise, it's a good game. Sonic 06 haters, especially you youngins, only hate it because the internet has told you to hate it for years when you weren't even around in 06.
I'm
when it
pretty sure
actually
a lot
came
of
out.
people hated it when it came out.
Which game?
Oh, no,
Sonic 06?
people hate it when it came out, but not because of the story, but because of how bad the game was.
Yeah,
fucking
there was just the
broken.
glitches.
Yeah,
Yeah, you
like,
can't really get anything else if you can't play the game properly.
Let me turn up my headphones again. What game again?
Sonic 06.
Sonic 06.
Oh, you see, I don't know. I haven't played any of the 3D era Sonics, not even the Dreamcast one, so I can't say. But
Brandon,
I'll
you haven't
take
played
your
any
word for
games
There's
since
actually this
Skyrim.
fan
Let's
that
be real.
rebuilt Sonic 06, like rebuilt all the levels from the ground up to make it playable. I've got I've got it on my PC. It is an awesome game. Like this
Nice.
dedicated ass
Nice.
fan rebuilt every single stage. So like the open world isn't there and the cutscenes and whatnot are on there and whatnot. But if you just want to play through the levels in the game to know what it would have been like if it functioned properly, the Sonic Project 06 is a great fucking download. I love it.
Nice. Yeah, unlike Sonic Boom, Sonic 06 was broken in a way that you couldn't beat it. Sonic Boom was broken in a way that you could like instant win. You were just like, oh, I can just fly now.
Yeah, Daxtar Project 06 is rad. You can download the whole thing for free. Just go to the dude's YouTube channel, and from his YouTube channel, there's a link to download it. If you play on PC, it will run like a dream. It is awesome.
And yet, what of Sonic and the Black Knight?
That's one of the few I never played.
Damn.
That was the Wii era. I didn't
yeah.
those.
The Wii era was very different.
I played Sonic Connors.
I thought you were gonna say Sonic Cunnilingus. I was like, whoa, bro! I didn't even know that.
Sonic 06, that princess.
That was very fast.
And no, I have not played Morrowind. I've played Skyrim way too much, but not Morrowind. Still, that's
Sonic Colors was really good. To be fair, though,
I beat Sonic Colors in like 3 hours.
Oh, I bet.
Well, that's because Sega was doing this dumb fucking thing and they finally walked back. They're not doing anymore, where they thought Sonic is only for kids and they started making them ridiculously easy,
insanely easy and short. Yeah. It's like
I hated it, but it's not a badly made game.
I'm glad I only rented it and not bought it. I would not have been happy having paid more than $20 for that.
Hard agree.
I saw the Chained Soldiers getting a second season.
Oh, is it?
Yep,
sweet.
It's getting a second season.
Have you seen any panels from the manga? Serrano's told me about it, and the manga panels are great to look at.
Yeah, did I talk about that with you, Brandon?
I don't recall.
Yeah, basically, I do like the show a lot. I like the story. I don't like the animation as much as I like the manga art, though, so I'm just going to read the manga instead.
Okay, that makes sense.
You know how all the Shukis are like copy-paste CG models in the anime?
Mm-hmm.
In the manga, they all have like different masks, like the hollows from Bleach. Like,
nice.
It's
also the shading, really to me, just looks way nicer. I just like the shading without the coloring from the anime.
The on-rails game, Gemini, real quick, is Sonic and the Secret Rings, and because that game sucked, that's why I didn't play Black Knight.
Oh, that's the one where I think I've seen the gameplay. It's like it's just like the running away from you, like those stupid runner games, and you just point the Wiimote at the rings or something like that.
Yup, it's bad.
Okay.
It's awful.
I've seen that ad.
I do have to work on my computer here in just a minute. Before I do, there's 5 more shows that are still out there that are ending that I want to ask if you think they're going to get a second season. So I'm not sure if they are. I'm just going to ask. So, Bravern, yes or no?
I don't know.
No.
Okay.
I
know Urusei Yatsura's got its one more core left, and then it's done. So that's out. The Wrong Way to Use Healing Magic.
I hope we get another season.
I think it probably has had one confirmed because they're like setting up purely for a second season, it feels like.
I hope so too, because I do like that. Do you think Mashal will get a 3rd season?
Definitely. It's like it's popular, right? Because it's had plenty of manga hype. I don't know how the anime's helped it, but I feel like it's been successful.
Are you watching it, Brandon?
Yes, I'm watching Mashal. Yes.
Who have they fought recently?
I don't know because I've only
Just
3 episodes in. I need to get
No.
caught up on it. All right,
Just
last one.
characters.
Last one. Shangri-La Frontier.
Yes.
Oh yeah, I'll
Absolutely.
definitely get more.
All right, that's pretty good. So let's see. 1, 2, should is. Now with Delicious in Dungeon, with the amount of manga material that's actually there, I don't think it's needing to be longer than the 24, so I don't think it's going to get anything else.
It might get a sequel in the future, but I can't imagine it being even a year after the current one.
Yeah.
Right?
And let me
When you
just
say
look at the
sequel, do you
rest.
mean a sequel anime or the manga itself will get a sequel manga?
Anime, I believe.
And you see that seems a bit off. As I said, there's only 7 volumes for that. So 24 episodes should be more than enough to cover the 7 volumes worth of material. You would think, but who knows what Netflix does.
I think Shangri-La Frontier is probably going to get another like double-length season.
Yeah. Okay, so we got Freyrin, Apothecary, that's 2. Shangri-La, that one, yeah, I think that one's definitely going to get a 3rd one.
I think
Just time for
Shangri-La
Torture's getting
Frontier feels like, for where we are at in the story, it can probably get another full double season and a movie.
Yeah. So that, 'Tis Time for Torture, Sasuke and Peeps, Anything? I haven't heard anything about more fluffy Paradise, but I finished that one and I really enjoyed it. So, so let's see. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4 confirmed, 5, 6.
If it was from Dogakobo, probably not.
Gushing or Hokkaido Gals?
Neither.
Neither.
Yeah, I don't need another Hokkaido
No
Gals.
announcements yet.
Okay.
Really? You don't need another Hokkaido Gals?
No, it was really good. I mean, I would love more, but I feel satisfied.
I feel like there's so much more to explore with these characters. I won't lie. I do want more.
You see, the difference is Blaine hates keeping up with shows. And this is like one where he actually would keep up. So
that's why Blaine's doing a panel and dropping animes, because that's his favorite thing to do.
It is my second favorite thing to do. The first favorite's starting an anime, because that's the only way you can drop it.
So right now we're up to 7. Masha will be 8, because I think that's pretty well a guaranteed thing. But then that still leaves The Weakest Tamer, The Wrong Way to Use Healing, Sengoku Yoku, Snack Bosue, Solo Leveling.
Yoko's already slated for 37 episodes.
I mean,
yeah. Is that enough to finish it?
Easily.
Okay.
It's taking what used to take anime, a 50 to 80, and it's doing stuff in like half the time. Really well.
Solo Leveling. Any word on it?
There's no way it wouldn't, right?
It has to.
I would think so.
There's so many morons out there that support
feelings
it.
on Solo Leveling. Like, everyone is either sucking that show off or fucking hating it. There is no middle ground with people.
You're absolutely right on that.
Ask the fans of Solo Leveling what the best part is. They'll be like, the action. So what's the worst parts? Don't get me started. That's what they'll say.
Well, as I've mentioned this before, but I have the same problem with it that I had with Chainsaw Man. It is an 8, but it's that hollow, empty 8. It's like the empty carbs of anime.
Yeah, no, you're just wrong there.
No, I'm not wrong on this one. I dropped it after 3, and I'm glad I dropped it. I'm okay with dropping
not
it.
Even remotely similar in the shows.
Mm-hmm.
They both strike me as that same tone, that same problem. They should be better than what they are, and for whatever reason, they're not. I can't explain it. That's just how it ran with me.
Brandon, when we talked before, you said the animation Chainsaw was bad. That's why I don't agree with you at all.
Chainsaw Man's animation wasn't terrible.
You said it was bad.
In comparison to others, it is. But then
compared it to Hell's Paradise, which is
compares to Hell's Paradise, the animation is lacking, except for the places where you can see they spent the money.
The animation in Chainsaw Man is vastly superior. The art style, you could argue you like it better because you like the color palette or the character design. But in terms of animation, it's not remotely comparable.
I still won't watch Solo Leveling. It's just not my thing.
Yeah,
we don't want.
I mean, Solo Leveling, honestly, actually. There are parts where I'd say it did well, but there was other parts where it's just very, again, underwhelming in terms of animation for Solo Leveling. Worse than it should be for like a big shonen. Because I can always compare something to Demon Slayer and say, yeah, this ain't close to Demon Slayer. It's like
Demon Slayer is its own thing.
Demon Slayer is clearly well above. You should probably try to get close to Demon Slayer and Jujutsu Kaisen if you want to be a top tier action series. And Solo Leveling never showed that for me.
Well, looking at all the shows, by the time it's all said and done after this weekend, 11 is what I'll have completed. So about normal.
Nice.
But we got to get. I got to get my. Got to get this season out of the way. Get the new season list built, and then build my personal list from it. So it's gonna be. It's gonna be a busy Thursday and a busy Saturday. So
busy boy.
Yep, very busy. But, better to be busy than not busy.
I mean, I guess. What if what you're busy doing sucks?
That's true. If you're doing shit.
Sleeping is nice.
Yeah. Be busy doing what you want. There you go. Use the whole phrase.
There we go. So let's see. Yeah, there's a lot of these I didn't even try to start. So like Tsukimichi, I can't because I haven't seen the first season. So or High Card.
Oh, don't bother with High Card.
Just skip High Card.
That's what I thought. I thought you didn't like that one.
Yeah, no, I dropped that one quickly.
Yeah.
I just needed to see the beginning of the second season. I needed to know what it was like, and it was so bad.
Yeah.
You just committed to that for an extra half of a season after I was already very, very done with it.
The first season was fun. Like, it was a blast. Whereas, like, the second season was like, oh, we forgot how to have fun. What if we just were, like, random schizo this entire
But what
episode?
if the next 2 episodes it got better?
I mean, I'm not going to bother.
All right,
I've put it past me at this point.
Let me ask you real quick, Blaine and Leon, since you probably won't be around Thursday or Saturday. I know, Blaine, you won't be.
I'm not going to be here either.
Yeah,
you're not going to be there either?
Oh. Yeah, he'll be with me.
I'm going to Seattle.
You're going to SeaTown, SeaTac, okay.
Yeah, we got SAKURACON, baby.
What 5 anime from this new season have you got? Because I haven't seen you. I wasn't around when you were doing your pick.
I did like 38 shows.
I wasn't around for that stream either. I actually want to go over the new season.
No shows I actually planned to
if Blaine wants
give a
to
real
just send me the link
chance
real quick, I'll just go over the link. Go over it
Like
on my
the
screen. That way you don't have to waste time doing what you've already done. But yeah, I need to go over this new season.
Yeah, basically, me and Blaine went through and we added like most of the shows. Like we'll start them, right?
Yeah.
The shows I actually expect to be on my upper half of shows. I would be like, there's a show I'll watch. Like 18. It's
oh my god, Sandland is getting its series finally.
Yes,
Sandland
okay,
is
that's
getting
on my
the
fucking list. Sandland is on the list.
Coming out. Sandland, the video game is coming out. They're coming out at the same time.
Sandland, the lunchbox. Sandland, the flamethrower.
It's gonna be everything. They got everything, dude. I'm sure of it.
The only problem with Sandland is it's on Disney Plus if you're going to go...
Nope,
that's not for me.
Well, yeah.
Brandon, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't care if it's on Disney Plus.
I know you
don't,
but I do because I won't do it there. I won't watch it, and I cannot wait for the Turkey Strikes bowling anime. That's gonna be so much
Sony
fun.
over Disney. Is that what it is? Because
Blaine,
Sony owns Crunchyroll.
This is just my list. Yeah.
Okay,
I know that Sony owns Crunchyroll. I know that.
Oh, I'll make you. I'll pull up a link for you.
Cool. Yeah, a couple big ones from next season. I think Monster looks pretty cool. Basically, it's another one of the ones where the guy gets turned into a monster. He reincarnates as a lowly goblin, and then he eats monsters he defeats. Sort of like the I'm a spider, so what?
I see you got High Speed Etoile.
Of course I do.
Of course you do, because it's racing.
Yeah. It's future cool racing too.
One of Blaine's top shows is probably going to be the Tonari no Yokai-san, where it's a town filled with yokai and humans living together.
They're just friends.
Looks like you got 2 golfing shows, Rising Impact and Tonbo.
Yeah, I'm hesitant on the characters because if they end up being just a classic shonen lead for the one, and then like a Ghibli coming of age. I don't know if that's the kind of story I'm looking for with a golf show, but like the one is like kid who likes to make the ball go high learns about golf, and he's like, I can make the ball go high. And then the other one is girl who uses her dad's like 3-iron, and that's all she uses. And you're like, wow, that's kind of sweet, but like that doesn't make any sense as a golf game.
Also, one show you should watch, Brandon, Shikanoko Noko Hoshitan. Which is my dear friend Noko-tan.
Dude, I read the
I read the It's a comedy. You should check it out.
It's gonna be great.
Yeah, it's gonna be one of the best.
I say looking
All
at
right, so this Sasayaku Yui no Kui wo Utao sounds kind of cute.
Wait, you want to hit me with that one again?
I like the English title of that one because mine just did not translate, so I had to go down, scroll down.
Yeah, I'll just put the link in the chat.
Okay,
here.
hit me with that link.
Yeah, definitely gonna do Kaiju number 8.
Whisper Me a Love Song. Yes.
Okay,
This one.
gotcha.
Oh, it's the reverse gay, where it's women being gay. Yeah,
that's backwards gay.
It.
So you know what's gonna make or break this one for me, Leon, is if it is actually well done incorporating the musical element. Because in everything,
exactly why I'm interested
you're
in
seeing the guitar, you're hearing the music, you're getting all this stuff. You're like, okay, if it's just like they like play and it just happens, whatever. But if they're like writing music, if there's more to it, I'm in.
That's exactly what I'm hoping for. So
you remember My Unique Skill Makes Me OP even at level 1, Brandon? Blaine?
Yeah.
Are you ready for Chill Another World with level 2 super cheap powers though?
Yeah, that was the. I'm okay with this one because he has a cool friend.
Yeah,
I don't remember a cool friend in level 1.
Number 8 is also on my list, Brandon.
Yeah, he has a cute fox girlfriend. You know.
Yeah, in level 1, he had like some chibi big hammered lolly character, and I wasn't about that. Whereas like I'll take Fox Wife any day.
Yeah, it was an okay show, but yeah, it's not going to get a second season.
Also,
this one does look a little better.
Out, Leon,
what is the Fable? Hold on. What is
the Fable's gonna be fun. The Fable's gonna be fun.
When you're the infamous prodigy Hitman known only as Fable, many things come easy. Being a normal person, however, isn't one of them. In fact, being told he can't kill anyone for a while may be the hardest job. All right, let's add this to the list.
I'm thinking the heat is coming, and they're like, you gotta lay low for a while. So they like tell him not to kill anybody for a bit, and he just has to act like a normal person. That's my prediction, sort of, but we'll see. Either way, the animation alone is great.
A comedy Yakuza show and he's got a bird on his head, adding it to the
no. You got to check out. You got to check out Windbreaker, Leon. This is definitely your kind of show.
I just saw Windbreaker. Let's see. What is Windbreaker? Let's open this in a new tab. Where the average score is the lowest, but the fights are the strongest. Fleur in high school is renowned by a super school of delinquents. Haruka Sakura, a first-year student, came from the outside of the city to fight to the top. However, Fleur in high school has become a group that protects the town called Chime of the Windbreaker. Bufurin, the heroic legend of high school delinquent Sakura begins here. See, I mean, it sounds like something that would have been up my alley 10 years ago, but this just sounds generic as hell now.
Okay, so they're just not cute enough for you. That's what it is.
I mean, I'll give it a shot. I'll put this on the back burner as a possibility.
We already watched Tokyo Revengers.
I don't actually expect that one to be good, no.
Yeah, it sounds just like Tokyo Revengers, exactly. So, okay.
That one will be funny.
It seems really basic.
Grandpa and Grandma Turn Young Again is
I saw a little bit
another one that has to go on the list.
That was a nice little one.
Yeah. Of course, I want to see
Konosuba.
What is Girls and what?
Girls Band to Cry. The main character drops out of high school in her second year, aims at entering university while working alone in Tokyo. A girl is betrayed by her friends, doesn't know what to do. Another girl is absorbed by her parents and tries to survive the city by doing part-time jobs. This world lets us down all the time. Nothing goes as planned, but we want something we can continue to like. We believe there's a place where we belong.
Also, this is a full CG show.
It's another music anime, so that's going on the list.
And she's got a telly.
It's full CG, by the way.
That doesn't really usually bother me unless it's absolutely egregious.
It probably shouldn't. It's not as bad as other shows I've seen.
I thought I saw a baseball anime. First one I've seen in a very long time, but it's not popping up on this season, so it must have got moved to summer or to the fall.
No, I think they actually do a pretty baseball good job. I wonder who made this. Oh yeah, this is by Toei. I'm not sure really what that means because they're usually just producer. Where's the actual studio? Wait, why does it not have a studio attached to it?
Baki Hanma versus Kengan Ashura.
Yep.
Oh baby. Yep. Oh baby, that wasn't on the list last time.
One of the other originals we haven't talked, or one of the new shows we haven't talked about yet was Go Go Loser Ranger.
Yeah, yes. Go Go Loser Ranger.
I'm gonna watch that. Fun. Yeah.
I'll definitely watch Gintama's getting a new movie. That's cool.
Good for Gintama.
I'm not gonna watch it, but that's cool.
Weird. What else?
Rising Impact in-house anime. That sounds nice.
The Grim Variations is new.
What the fuck is Chibi Godzilla? I'm in. Let's do it.
Oh, it's literally Chibi Godzilla. Like, it's exactly what's on the box.
Let's go. Chibi Godzilla's going on the list, motherfuckers.
Oh, you also got to add Shin Yaranaika. This is straight up your alley. It's exactly your flavor of.
Hold on, what is read that off to me while I add Chibi Godzilla to the list real quick.
No, there's nothing to read. You just gotta gaze. Gaze.
So it's a Rule 5 violator.
Probably.
Not probably. It already is based on the description.
Oh.
Saint Seiya's getting a new movie. That's cool.
Brandon looks at it, he's like,
oh.
I see that Oshinoko's getting a season 2 in the summer.
Yep.
Nice. I'm gonna add these Grim
so far.
Grim Variations.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All right, that's 6 to the list. I think I'd like
weird. Girls Band Cry is like the first seasonal anime that Toei Animation has put out that hasn't been like a kid's show in years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Is there 2 different golf anime coming out this season?
Yeah, we
there
just talked
are.
about that.
I only heard you guys talking about the one. Were you talking about Oi
you're
Tanbo or Rising Impact?
Rising Impact is the one that looks a little more like a shonen following a boy who just like is really good at hitting a ball hard, and Tombo is the one that's like, this is my dad's club, and she's really good with the one club. So
okay, that one seems more up my alley. Won't even lie.
Time Patrol Bon, from Studio Bones, going to Netflix.
Why does that?
Anything?
Why does that look so
Bones.
old?
Bones is the best.
Well, because the original was in 1989.
Holy crap!
And they're remaking it in some form.
Wow.
On Netflix for an ONA. Whoops, not watching.
I know Netflix has been really pushing, trying to get more of it, and
the manga was canceled. Why was the manga canceled? It ended in 1986. It went from 78 to 86
with only 5 volumes.
Yeah, that's why it got canceled, because the guy couldn't keep up with it.
Blaine, are you gonna be watching High Speed Etoile or whatever?
Oh, you know,
High Speed Etoile.
Etoile. Yeah. It has to have actual rules that make sense and work, and not just constant downshifting, because that kills erasing anything for me.
So Astronaut is a comedy romance sci-fi, and it's about a gifted chef. I think that will be my 7th show. Astronaut.
There you go.
All right, there's my 7 for the season.
Makes me wish that I had seen Konosuba season 1 and 2.
Does it?
I'd want to see Konosuba, and of course I'm going to watch Mushoku Tensei. So that's a given.
Yeah, these top 2 rows, we keep laughing at it because it's Konosuba 3, Demon Slayer, what is this, 5 now? I don't know.
Whichever, yeah.
Mushoku 2, Tensei 3, Boku 7.
That's actually Mushoku Tensei Season 2, Part 2, which Season 1 also had a Part 2, so this is basically
Basically Season 4.
Yeah.
Demon King 2, Spice and Wolf, which is, basically a redo. A movie for Blue Lock, and then Data Log 5.
I'm considering upping the amount I take in this season, because I handled 7 pretty fine. I still have to finish Snack Boss Away, but that's the only one that I've yet to finish. Delicious and Dungeon still ongoing, but other than that,
and you could learn how to drop shows from us.
I don't drop shows. I refuse.
You could.
Hey, Leon, you're gonna watch Kaiju number 8.
They know, Leon.
Yeah, Kaiju number 8's on my list already. Like Kaiju number 8 was the only one I knew about this season that was already on my list.
We're doing a panel on this, Leon. We're doing a panel.
This is my panel Saturday morning, so.
Oh, that's gonna be amazing.
It is the funniest and most wholesome thing you will see at an anime convention, when people are like removing things from their list that they're never going to do. And then they come back like crying because they just like told all their friends that they finally let it go, and like it's hilariously amazing.
You see, I find
love
that
the title scheme being a play on one of the funniest movies of all time. So
I find that so fascinating that there's such a hard time with dropping a show when it deserves to be dropped.
I do not believe that any
media.
I do not believe that media deserves to be dropped until you've seen it to completion. But we've had this argument a million times, so
then you wouldn't be dropping it ever.
That's the thing. I very, very rarely, not just anime, I very rarely drop movies. I very rarely drop TV shows. I very rarely drop albums if I'm listening to them all the way through for the first time.
Did you listen to the new R. Kelly album?
What?
Did you listen to the new R. Kelly album?
I mean, he had some bangers back in the day. I don't know that I would put any of his stuff on now, but.
If you listen to R. Kelly before and you're not listening to his new stuff, doesn't that count as dropping R. Kelly?
You've dropped R. Kelly, yeah.
I still listen to his old stuff, absolutely.
But
you
haven't listened to
keep
his
me
new
from
stuff.
Ignition Remix. That song's a fucking banger.
If you don't keep up with the sequels to the classics, like how can you call yourself a fan?
Well, I've made the decision. I'm going to drop the second season of Bastard. I have no need to go back to it.
Nice.
Good.
Yeah, I'll just drop it.
Good job, Brandon.
Oh, I feel better. I feel clean.
Good.
Let's see what else have I still got on here that I need to See, everything else that's on my in progress, I don't want to drop because I do want to finish them. Like Gotcha Man, Dragon Ball, Lotus War. I've only got 3 episodes left of it. Bookworm, I need to finish because we're getting season 4 of Bookworm. Need to finish Helk. Shield Hero, so close on finishing it. Although I do think I am going to pause or run High School Host Club because I've only watched the first episode.
You just watched 1 episode and you're like, yep, I started it.
I know I need to finish it. I also need to finish Ranma, Tenchi, OG Berserk, Death Note, Space Adventure Cobra, Lady Oscar the Rose of Versailles, Vinland Saga Season 2, Tenparu, Overlord. I did finish the first season of Overlord, but I got to get through the rest of it. Space Dandy, Gurren Lagann, although I think I'll probably switch over to the movies for it.
What?
Time saver.
How can that not just be something that you put on and you don't stop watching until it's over? Like, that's wild
I
to
watched
me.
2 episodes of Gurren Lagann.
Yeah, I've only seen 2, so I need to finish.
Are you happy, Serranos? You and Brandon have the same taste in Gurren Lagann, apparently.
I didn't say I disliked it.
I need to finish Pat Labor, the TV series. I need to get through the OVAs and the movies. Endo and Kobayashi. That's one I wish that we would get another season of. But
you're muted, Leon.
How have you guys not seen Gurren Lagann? What the fuck?
I just haven't. It came out at that time in my life where I wasn't into anime, so I.
And it's been out for like 20
is
years
overrated.
What the fuck?
I feel like Gurren Lagann is perfectly rated. It's really good.
I've watched other stuff.
Just remember,
it's very fun.
It's not like I have any feelings towards it or at all.
It's on top of Orange Man's list. That's the number 1, and he's a mecha freak.
Yeah.
Gurren Lagann is.
Oh yeah, Fondue's got a good point.
That is one of those anime that like I would never recommend to a normie. But if you're already an anime fan, haven't seen it, you lost your cred.
Fondue wonders if you're more selective on what you start, which my brain thinks you are, but also I just listen to you go like, oh, I want that. Oh, I want that. Like you're in a candy store. So
well, that was after reading like 7 or 8 that I didn't articulate so yes, I actually am a bit more selective. I just only called out the ones that I thought sounded interesting after.
Are you selective if you still choose to not watch less shows than I drop?
Well, I've really cut back this season compared to last season, so I'm going to try and keep it to a lower number myself. But you know what? I think I'm also going to drop The Eminence and Shadow.
Oh my god! Do that. Last night, copied Ranma episodes to my 22-year-old pocket PC.
Woohoo!
That thing still works.
DJ Ronnie G.
Did it work?
Does the 64 kilobyte storage work on that?
Hell yeah. All right, so Eminence and Shadow's gone. Need to finish Buddy Daddies. Golden Age Arc Memorial Edition. Uzaki-chan Season 2. Gotta buzz through My Hero Season 6.
Buddy Daddies, you're not finishing it.
I've only got a few episodes left. Same with Insomniacs. Kill la Kill. I can't drop that one. Girls in Panzer, won't drop it. Hunter Hunter, won't drop it. Go 13 TV, won't drop it.
So how many years has it been for some of these shows?
Hijami no Ippu has been about 1.5 years. And I'm halfway through it.
What's your schedule?
When was the last time you watched it?
How often do you watch it?
I don't have the time like I used to since
That's not what I asked you. I asked a very simple question, like how consistently have you been watching an episode of Hajime no Ippo? It was like once a month.
It's been over a year.
Okay.
Well, ever since I got moved,
you just haven't labeled it.
Ever since I got moved over to my current position, I don't have the time during the day like I used to just be able to turn it on and just watch. Like so, I do want to finish it.
For sure. I'm not saying that you aren't busy and you aren't doing other things, you aren't watching other things, you aren't enjoying other things. It's just funny to have something on your list that's like you haven't seen an episode in a year. Like mentally, that's been dropped. That's not like you're gonna go back and you're like, oh shoot, where were we again?
Well, I remember most of it where I'm at. Although I probably would want. I probably do want to restart
Hajime no
GTO.
Ippo, I imagine you remember most of it because it's as simple as, oh, he probably beat the dude in the last fight. Let's go on to see what his next fight is. Like,
well, I do remember all the training that he goes through, and I know that with where I left off, his the middleweight guy who gives him shit about him having the long gold member, whereas the rest of them have the smaller gold members, and they give him shit about they give the kid shit about having a decent package, whereas they're all not. I remember that, and I remember that that he won the middleweight title, the Japanese middleweight title, and that he's about at that point where he's going to lose his first fight. That much I do know.
It sounds like you followed it.
So GTO, Great Teacher Onizuka, I definitely need to watch it. And
see, I've never
Slayers.
seen Ranma 5X, Peter Venkman. I've only seen Ranma 1/2.
I think she's watched Ram.
I know what she means. I was just making
That's like 10 Ranmas.
Wait, no, you had to be around it.
So it's not too bad. I've got stuff that I could probably clear out in a few days if I could actually take 4 or 5 days off, not have anybody
turn back time.
There's always L and I.
What?
L and I.
Huh?
Like if you get hurt at work and you get that pay.
Oh yeah, that'd be real good. I'm gonna get hurt at home. Let's see how that goes over.
I believe in you.
Although, let's see, what was it? 2 years ago, I damn near tore my Achilles in my right and sprained the shit out of my left 1 year later.
Yeah,
it's entirely possible.
Thing.
It is entirely possible, but
Serranos, you got a weird reverb suddenly. Did your noise gate break?
I did.
Yeah, it's not good.
I don't know. I literally did nothing.
Outside my house or something.
Did Restream change your mic input on its own?
That's
immediately gone. It was just weird because it was like fine, and then all of a sudden it was like we can hear like your room fan or something like that. Really
yeah. Well, anyways, I'm gonna take off. I really should be wiping my PC and starting fresh. It's been doing some weird shit. I don't want to
hear about what you're wiping.
I'm gonna wipe my PC's ass.
I don't know. It's just like for some reason it just started picking it up.
Oh yeah, you're back to normal now. So
yeah, that's much better. Much better.
No, it's just the setting was I was on the recording setting the whole time, but it didn't start picking up until 2 minutes ago.
Angry
Brandon, you can't leave yet. Angry Canadian's gonna hop in here and talk shit to you because you're a boomer. So
what?
Apparently, yeah.
I ain't no damn boomer. I'm a Gen Xer.
I mean, sure. Let's go with that.
Wait, what did you like about my streams, DJ Raji? I want to get my ego stroked too.
Well, I need to wipe my PC. As I said, I've made some changes to it since I
have a good
got
night,
this.
Veritex.
See you, Veritex.
Oh, you're talking about the camera. Yeah, like I put my camera at a 45-degree angle.
You see, I've never understood that. I've always had my webcam right in front of me. I've never even thought about moving it over to the side.
Okay, yeah, like what happens is like I have it off to my left, right in front of my second monitor. Then I put it at a 45-degree angle, and then I adjust it in the OBS so it is right side up. So now it takes out like he says, like a little side sliver of the screen. Yeah, like the page corner.
I guess I'll have to.
You can open up one of my streams, you'll see like my webcam, and you're like, oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, he chops it.
I guess I'll have to move the camera and see if I like how it looks. I probably won't like it, but
no, I was gonna say like specifically the way I do it. Now it's not just like a side view; it's like I have it angled.
I just have mine squared to my background because I worked hard on the background, but I have my monitors on either side, so it's sort of it gives you the illusion of the.
Well, let's see. I'll turn on the camera.
I also actually tried putting it above my main monitor, and I probably could do that because my like stand can bend, like my little camera stand.
Well, I've got
here.
mine
What up, AC?
up, but my monitor has to sit up high because I'm taller, and if I have my monitor down too low, it's like can't do that.
Yeah, that's why I split the monitors and I bring the camera down between them.
Yeah, I don't have enough room to do that, but I'm okay with where it's at. It's not bad. It's
mine sits on top of the TV I use as a monitor. So,
all right, just to get AC started on this, Brandon, would you please tell us why it is, for the love of all that is holy, you have not played Ocarina of Time or Majora's Mask?
Because I wasn't a big N64 person at that time.
Yeah.
And when it goes to the Legend of Zelda games, I played the original. I did okay with it. Played the second one. It's its own thing. I absolutely love the third one, although last time that I played it, I stopped because I got stuck in the dark world in the second dungeon. And I know where I got muffed up at, but I just haven't
we all know
ever
the
gone
2D
back
games
to
are
it.
great. Talk about the Ocarina and Majora's Mask like an adult. Come on now.
It's really simple. I think they look like ass on the N64.
Okay, that's a fair argument because the N64 really hasn't aged well. If you compare it to like,
that's not a fair argument. That's consistently labeled
gameplay...
as Ocarina of Time is consistently labeled as the greatest game of all time. The game
on the gameplay,
fantastic.
but I wouldn't say in looks.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's the greatest game of all time anymore, not by a long shot.
Well, as I said, that's the single common problem with the N64. The way that it was designed for how it handled the textures and the resolution it could run it and the anti-aliasing, you're right. They have not aged well. Now, if I was to play it on an emulator where I could smooth it out, that part could be mitigated. I just never had an interest in that type of game on the N64.
I never had an interest in the greatest Zelda game ever made. What the fuck?
No.
He also didn't want to play Wind Waker, okay? Don't believe his lies that it was just the N64.
I was going to ask that next.
I remember when Wind Waker came out because I did have a friend of mine who does like the Zelda stuff. We, of course, had all the game systems. He had it. I watched him play it. And I like the style of it. That's one I could probably get into a little easier. So,
but it sounds like you're just not like really attracted to the Legend of Zelda. I'm guessing like the games itself, because you seem to lean more towards Mario, right? Super Mario, because you played some of the other Super Mario games.
Yeah, out of all the Nintendo properties, specifically just Nintendo. So Nintendo properties, Nintendo made games. I have played the most of the Super Mario Brothers, hands down. The other thing that they've made that I have beat is Metroid 3. But I cannot beat Metroid 1. I got super stuck as hell on Metroid 2 on my original Game Boy, back when I was 12, 13.
Yeah.
But Super Metroid, absolutely fantastic. The two Game Boy Advance games, so Zero Mission and Fusion, abso-friggin' fantastic. But did I play any of the GameCube or Wii Metroid 3D based games? No. Precisely because the style of game that they became, I would play on the computer. I would not play that on a console with a controller because I can't. There's something about doing a game like that, first person shooter, even slower styled like Metroid. Trying to do that on the computer is much easier. I can handle the keyboard and mouse. I can do that. I'm trained for it. But when I tried to do those type of games, like when Halo came out, I had it first day. I couldn't do it.
Also, the audio isn't coming through on this one, is it?
No, I'm not.
I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure it's just the camera.
I get it.
You couldn't play Halo?
Well, no,
I feel like Halo was built
you're not
to
a controller
be
guy then, right? Like a first person.
Not for the first person.
What about third person then?
I'm a little better at it, but let's see. Current game that I've played that I can do either keyboard or mouse on, or PlayStation controller would be God of War, the last one, not the Ragnarok one, the one before that. I can do it either way. I tend to be better with the keyboard and mouse, but I can do the controller with it. Some of the RPGs that I've been playing, I can do the keyboard. I can do the controller with it because it's designed for it and it makes logical sense to me. Or let's see, when I played Final Fantasy VII, I did not play that on the PlayStation. I played that on the computer with an arcade stick. that I had at the time, of all things.
Okay.
So, and at that time, my PC that I had, what sound card? I think let's see, I had either the AW32 or the AW64, and the MIDI arrangement or the FM synthesizer arrangement that they had for the musical score was better than what was on the PlayStation. But when I switched over to the live or whatever it was, when they finally moved all their stuff to the PCI bus, there was something different about it to where it sounded about the same as what the PlayStation did. So really, it was a really weird time in gaming, and how just a difference in a sound chip could make a massive difference in the overall quality of your synthesizer. But let's see. But yeah, most of the games at that time, as I said, my brother had the N64. I did like playing GoldenEye. I could do okay with that, but it, in comparison to what was going on the PC at the time, didn't have the up or down as easily as what Quake was developing, or Quake 2 developed. It was at that time that I started using the mouse for the aiming, because before that it was just all, up, down, left, right, Doom, single plane, and if there was an elevated plane, it would automatically shoot up for it if you aimed it right. But yeah, I did like GoldenEye, even though the graphics on it are also ass. But at the time, it was as good as it could be.
Did you play a lot of PC games that were third person or first person with mouse and keyboard?
First person, yeah. All the Quakes, Unreal when it came out. I remember when Unreal came out. Holy crap. You want to talk about having 16, 17, 18-year-old me having my mind completely blown, having it push my 3D effects Voodoo 2 all the way to the absolute limit. Yeah. It was good stuff.
It just sounds like you weren't really able to adapt to console gaming when it comes to like the controls. So I don't fault you for not really playing Ocarina of Time then, because if it's more like, oh, that game didn't really interest me because of like the aesthetics per se, but it just sounds like it's more controller based. Like you just can't, like it doesn't click with you, which I mean, I'm cool with that.
That's a big part of it, yeah. And looking back,
no, hold on, I'm gonna push back. That shouldn't be a big part of it. You're a fucking grown man. I know 6-year-olds.
I can't do the controls.
I know 6-year-olds that can play Ocarina of Time. You're telling me that you're so retarded that you can't do what 6-year-olds can do?
Yeah, but you gotta understand, like, Brandon's from the generation of 2D 4-button controls.
Anybody that played, first of all, I'm from that same generation as well, 2D and single button controls, or you have just a couple buttons on a controller, and I was able to graduate at 3D fine. Most people that went from Ocarina of Time came from the 2D era, and it literally has a legacy.
Almost everyone, really.
But here's the thing, Leon. Here's the thing, though. We had our first home computer in '94, and the games that we got, Doom 2, X-Wing Collector CD-ROM, and the CD-ROM edition of SimCity. Those changed my life with how I view and how I play games. That, and a friend of ours let us borrow MechWarrior 2.
And none of the games you listed have the legacy that Ocarina of Time has. You're talking, my grandfather and my father are both.
Well, everything has Doom.
Third generation IT. I also had a computer in home. I don't know about 94, but absolutely by 96.
Real Doom actually has a bigger legacy than Ocarina of Time.
No, Doom does not have a bigger legacy than Ocarina of Time.
Doom is like,
it does.
Everything can play Doom.
Doom is the ultra popularization of shooters. How many games are there that are the same dungeon formula as Ocarina of Time?
I mean, there's a lot of there's Zelda clones galore out there, but I don't think that's what matters when it comes to a legacy.
That's always been legacy. That way, though.
We're talking about
I think it is like genre-wise, like shooters are just like the predominant genre.
Shooters might be the predominant genre, but
because thing went shoot doesn't mean that it's the like ultimate progenitor of all.
No, it actually Doom was not the first. No.
Wolfenstein 3D was the. Wolfenstein 3D was the progenitor.
Because with Zelda, what you're getting is you're getting a world where you can run around and physically explore. You're gaining items. You're sort of leveling up both intellectually and in the game, physically getting stronger. And like so many games have come from that.
I would say
lineage
heavily crediting
nowadays.
stuff like just general over-the-shoulder like third-person action games and stuff like Souls, like the Souls series, like From Software titles, heavily with like Ocarina of Time is fair.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The other thing is Doom can.
Ocarina of Time is a game that it's like the Super Mario Brothers. It defies generations. Everyone, there are kids growing up right now that are playing Ocarina of Time because their parents gave it to them because their parents played it, or even their parents' played it. Like at this point, you have got people who have actual grandkids that have played Ocarina of Time, and those grandkids are now playing Ocarina of Time. Like there's again very, very few games. Now you can say Doom is in the running as one of the most games that has a legacy that it
and can be played on anything.
But I would argue that Ocarina of Time is second only to Super Mario Bros. In terms of games that have given the biggest legacy in gaming history. And so the idea that, like, I get what you're saying in terms of I had a computer, XYZ, but I did as well, and I was still able to play Ocarina of Time growing up, still appreciated that, and the same time was playing a bunch of other games on PC. Like, it doesn't, the two aren't, it's not mutually exclusive like you're making it out.
No, they're not mutually exclusive.
I don't think.
But I also didn't have the game at the time, and my youngest brother is more of a sports guy, so he had more of the sports titles. I like Mario Kart, I can do that. But as I said, when I got to the PC, something changed in me as far as how I can do things.
Something changed in me, and my
something
thumbs
changed
broke.
in me, and
I can no longer use thumbs to do things. They just
exactly. I really
sticks.
couldn't. The only stuff that I wanted to play on.
I lost my thumbs in a speedboat accident.
The only things that I ended up playing on my PlayStation and the Saturn, because I had it also at the time, were arcade type games, the fighters, because that stuff was not available on the PC. And now that it is, I've got the controllers for them. I can do that. I can do the racing.
I can do it,
that.
dude. Lofty's
but
MS
like
wheelchair bound brother with
gimpy
gimpy hands is able to play games. Okay, like,
and that's fine. There's just something about it. I've never been able to.
No, there's nothing about it. It's very simple motor function skills. Everything you're talking about is in your noggin.
It's all backwards.
Not real. It's all in your head. Is what I mean.
Maybe it's because I have to do the mouse inverted. Maybe that's my problem and why I couldn't do it. But going back to Halo,
you first person shooter, your mouse inverted.
Yes, I have to go inverted.
So you swipe your mouse upward and your character looks down.
Yes.
The mouse. I have the lateral controls also reversed.
Yeah, I have to pull the mouse back to me to get them to look up. It's basically like with airplane flying.
What about laterally? So do you have it also swapped laterally?
But yeah, that's what I have to do. So pulling the mouse back to me, laterally, look up. But
do you have it swapped laterally?
There's a reason why those settings exist, guys. Because like people like Brandon, who it doesn't work for him to have the normal setting. That's why they have those settings. You can invert your controls. That's not an issue. That's not an issue and not a good argument to
no, I would completely say that it is, because all it takes is learning it. Like I can go.
I have tried.
Right now,
now that I think about it, I bet you.
Star Wars Bounty Hunter is automatically inverted. Star Wars Bounty Hunter is a game where the controls are automatically inverted. Yes. I can go from playing that to playing World of Warcraft to playing 2D Sonic to playing Halo with nary an issue, because I just know how the controls work because I've spent time with these games.
No, then you got a leg up on me. I will say this though.
That's how normal people. I haven't leg up on you. I mean, I guess I might, but that's how normal people operate.
Well, when it goes to the mouse and when it goes to how the thumbsticks work, it doesn't work for me. But I will say this. I did beat Shadows of the Empire on the N64 and on the PC. I have done that.
Shadows of the Empire controls way worse than Ocarina of Time.
Exactly, but I can do it. I can handle it.
So then you can handle Ocarina of Time. So my point is the controller aspect is not a valid argument, because if you can handle Shadows of the Empire, then you can definitely handle Ocarina of Time.
If you wanted to, you could.
No, I probably wouldn't. Probably can't. But
that's the argument I'm getting.
I do want to go back to Halo.
You're saying I can't do XYZ. You physically can. It's in your mental that you can't.
Maybe. But I want to go back to Halo for just a second.
Sure.
I sucked at it on the Xbox. I never played the second, haven't progressed any further with any of them. I did get the original Windows release of Halo, and I almost beat the damn thing because I could use the keyboard and mouse.
The fact you still use the mouse inverted is wild to me. I'm stuck there still. Like,
yeah, that is wild. I agree.
That is an old person.
Because I know people that use thumbsticks inverted because the like with the thumbstick, you can either picture that you're taking the thumbstick and if you push the thumbstick up, you're telling their vision to go up, or if the thumbstick was like coming out the back of the head and you push the thumbstick up, it's tilting the head down. So I understand some people think of controlling from the back of the head or the front of the head. I've never had someone think about their mouse and say, "Oh, I want to go up," and they make it go down. Because like when you're on a normal like web browser and you swipe your mouse up, does it go down too? Like
no, my two-dimensional plane
wild
is standard.
to me.
You can open this one up, Blaine.
Yeah, as I said, I did like to used to play flight simulators. And with airplanes, you got to pull the thing back in order to go up.
That is an airplane, though.
But it's the same thought process for me with how the mouse works.
The airplane stick
I would only
goes
think of
down
controlling a
into
person
a
like an
thing,
airplane
and as
if
you
it was
pull it
somebody's
one
mom.
direction, it pivots that whole thing. So now the wings are now pointed this direction. So this is how airplane stick makes sense.
Someone make a gif out of Blaine right now.
When you're on when you're on a computer and you have your mouse and you want to go up to a thing, you move your mouse up and you click on it. Yep. And when you're in like the game world and you want to look up, like I want to move my vision upward, I slide my mouse up and I'm there.
Nope, doesn't work. I can't do it. I have tried so many times.
But what about the idea of want to look up, move mouse up? What is the disconnect? It's wild to me.
I gave you a diagram. Blaine.
Doesn't work.
You gave me a diagram. I guess you gave me this.
Well, besides his inversion thing, I understand where he's coming from. Like not being able to play like certain games because of control schemes. Besides the inversion thing, because that's a completely different thing.
Yeah, it's really only been just within the past 2 or 3 years that I've been able to really get back into using a controller for games. Besides, your standard fighting games and all that.
I love how I was gaslit into coming here thinking that he like hated it because of like.
Well, you should have heard him last night. He was like, "No, that's ugly garbage. I would never play that shit." That was what he was saying last night.
Graphics are ugly garbage.
Graphics
are not good now.
It is literally no different than any other game that came out around that time. In fact, I would say it looks better than the.
That's true. A lot of the games at that time, the 3D was ass. That is true. And I will admit this then. The 3D at that era, it is ass. And I have to also say that as much as I love Metal Gear Solid and I adore it equally as much as I do Symphony of the Night as the number 1 and number 2 for the PlayStation, the 3D aspect of that game is it has not held up at all.
Okay. This link is apparently you, Brandon.
I'm just built alternatively, constructed.
What?
In an unorthodox fashion. Built stupid. Crafted without the preset parameters.
Y'all built different. I'm built incorrectly. I'm just raw in every way.
It's ridiculous. Wait, so Brandon, do you like GameCube era graphics? Like GameCube, PS2, Dreamcast, Xbox? Because
No, even before that though, because we gotta take a step back. When you say the 3D looks garbage, first of all, 3D is just a plane of existence and a 3D plane. All the 3D plane in Ocarina of Time looks fantastic. If you're talking about the models,
he's
the
polygonal,
yeah,
talking
the
about
polygons,
the models,
the low,
and
the 240p resolution, the limitation of roughly 360,000, and the flat shading or more flat shading versus how they are textured now. Like it's very hard for me to deal with. Now,
I cannot wrap my head around individuals that are just like, oh, insert thing, a thing is ugly, therefore it's bad. When first of all, that the ugliness aspect of it is 100% subjective. I think
that is subjective. I do grant you that is very subjective. But I also tend to, from that era, now that I've looked back on it, I prefer the pixel art games of the 32-bit, and that's what I think. That's primarily why I don't collect for the 64, or never really did collect for the 64, is because all the games on it, almost every single one, was 3D, and a ton of them were not good. Not just in the graphics department, but overall just not good. Whereas on the PlayStation,
any era of gaming has, in my opinion, the majority of games actually suck. Like I think that's normal. Like
that's true.
When you're creating product, majority are honestly probably going to be sucky or at least mediocre at best. But like you're talking about when we talk about games like Super Mario Brothers 64 or the GoldenEye or Ocarina of Time, like there's a reason these are still cherished to this day because they're the exception to the rule. So to lump them in with the shitty games, I think is
about 20% of games published by big companies are good.
Yeah,
I feel like the N64 has the best percent of good games, though.
I'm not sure exactly because you have to go through all of them. Because
are we talking first party or are you talking all games in general? Because if we're talking first party, I would actually say the GameCube trumps the N64.
Yeah. GameCube 100% does.
To go back to Angry Canadian, of that generation, I owned all those consoles. And Leon and I talked about this. Dreamcast is my favorite out of all of them, mainly because it was so heavy into the arcade. And I absolutely loved the arcade-based games. The stuff that started in the arcade and came to the home system. That to me is tops. Nintendo had a crap ton of exclusives. They really did, both from themselves, but they also had a ton of exclusives from third parties. And because of how their control scheme was, see, that's a tough one, because when I got the Cube, I did get Luigi's Mansion. I did okay with it, but the control scheme with it is also a bit wonky. Not quite, I don't think it's quite as bad as the N64 was. I think that the Cube controller holds up way better. But I did have the original SSX on that, and I preferred playing it on the Cube versus the PlayStation 2. I did have Tricky on the PS2. The thing that the Cube lacks is the amount of fighters. Now, I know they've got some. We've got our Soul Calibur 2 on there, but they didn't get Soul Calibur 3. They do have the Capcom versus SNK 2, the toned down
Soul Calibur 3
version.
came out next generation anyway. So like, are you talking about the company didn't get it?
What was that?
You said they didn't get Soul Calibur 3. It was like, well, that was a generation later. Are you saying Nintendo as a whole didn't get it, or
Nintendo did not get any other Soul Calibur? Okay. Yeah, Soul Calibur 3 was PlayStation 2, and up until
Soul Calibur. I could be wrong.
Soul Calibur 3 was PlayStation 2 only. Soul Calibur 4, I want to say, was 360 and PS3, and then 5 was 360 and PS3, and then 6 was everything because except for the Switch. As far as I know, that's never been put on the Switch, but it should, because it was a first or second gen Unreal Engine 4 game, the designed for the PS4 and for the One. It should technically work on the Switch, but it never got put on there.
You want to know a game that looks worse than Nintendo 64 games? Dark Deity. That one's a piece of shit.
Oh, terrible.
See, I don't know that we can say the graphics were bad in a modern context. I think when you talk about graphics and whatnot, you have to look at them in the time they came out.
Oh, I could talk about either era. If Dark Deity released back in that era, it would still be derided as a terrible game.
And that's totally fair. But like, take Ocarina of Time, for example, was heralded for its graphics when it came out. It was a gorgeous game on release. Like, I don't think, obviously, anything that comparing it to what we have today is going to look like shit.
I'd say Ocarina of Time is pretty innovative.
Anyways, I gotta go, guys. Good talking to you. Check you later. And I prefer Ridge Racer on the PlayStation over the N64. Bye, everybody.
All right, see ya.
Was Ridge Racer on the Nintendo 64?
All right. Initial argument, and then we can do more data gathering and yell about this later. N64, 388 games, 54 first party from Nintendo, which means that
is quite a few. That is a huge percentage.
We are talking about 54 divided by 388. That's 14% that we can almost guarantee are solid games. Plus, we can add more to it. And GameCube's one of my favorite consoles of all time. 651 games. Again, 54 first party games from Nintendo.
Yeah, Nintendo didn't really expand at
all. So we have half that basically. So we're starting from 8.3% Nintendo games on the GameCube. So we can look through the list of all of the GameCube games, but I stand by my statement that as a percentage of games, the Nintendo 64 has more good games than on any other console.
Okay, so when you do it when you break it down like that, yeah, absolutely. I would agree. I thought the argument you were making was that the first party games on the N64 were better than the first party games on the GameCube.
No, I was saying as a percentage of game. Like if you think of a console and you think of the console's good games and the console's bad games, I think the N64 has a higher percentage of good games than any other console.
Okay, gotcha. I would probably agree with that. Like that's at least in Nintendo. When we narrow down to just Nintendo, I'd probably agree. I think that. I mean, maybe you could throw the PlayStation in there, and it's going to immediately be it's going to be a bit of a competition. But that PlayStation and Nintendo 64 were both.
I think the only way you could beat that is if you go farther back because of cartridge building. Because as soon as you get into PlayStation 2, you're talking about discs where it's a lot easier to manufacture. So you take that cost out of things. Sure, the dev wasn't as easy at first, but like it got easier as they went on. And of course, modern games, it's so much like there's so much garbage now, percentage wise.
Did you say dev was easier? Fun fact I just recently learned. So did you guys know
dev
that
was
Spyro
cheaper.
Spyro 3 never got released in Japan? Do you want to know why?
They couldn't afford to make the cartridges.
No, this was PlayStation 1. It was on disc.
Yeah, on
but
disc.
so
no, they could afford to make those. They couldn't program it to use the Japanese language, probably.
You're close. It did have to do with programming. So the original Spyro 1 and 2 sold like shit in Japan because Japanese gamers or developers were unfamiliar with the open 3D space that Spyro used, and so they gave the Spyro games first to second in Japan fixed camera angles.
What?
Yeah, Spyro 1 and 2 in the Japanese release are played with fixed camera angles, and so they sold like shit, and 3 never got made in Japan.
I'm sure Brandon.
Yeah,
would do
no
better
duh.
with that.
That's wild.
Right? Also, fun fact: the drummer for the Police wrote all the music for Spyro 1 and 2, and I think 3.
Because it was asked, Noda, here's a random forum post. So, the Amiga had 1,700 games. The C64 had 20,000 games. The Neo Geo had 148. Sega Master System with 341. Sega Mega Drive for 897. That's a lot of games on the Mega Drive. 897.
I would not have guessed that.
Saturn at 597.
The Saturn had 597, but only about 50 of them came to America.
So. All right, have a good one, Serranos.
I'm not gonna go to bed quite yet, but I'm gonna go to bed early. I'll probably go to bed by 11.
Sounds good. Dreamcast was 638. Xbox 1045. Xbox 360 1901. PSP 870, PS1 2413, PS2 2500, PS3 2241. See, that's what I'm saying.
I think the PS2 has the highest library of any console ever.
As of right now, if you don't count PC, of course.
Yeah.
Because you said console, of course.
Yeah, PC's
not. I despise Xbox for a naming scheme because you can't search for the Xbox.
Dude, I've had an issue.
You know what I mean?
I know. Now. It's hard. Yeah, I have that issue here.
What are the best Xbox games? Games from all the way from 2005 to 2024.
Yes.
Nintendo's funny because the NES had 700, the SNES almost 800, then the N64 because of all the delays and everything they ran into down at 388. GameCube 661, two of the lowest numbers on this list.
Also, Japan only makes so much sense because Nintendo, like the game market just wasn't quite as big when the NES came out. But when the SNES came out, they just Nintendo massively boosted how big the game market was, and there's so many more games coming out once the SNES came along.
Well, not only that, but by the time of the SNES, Sega was a legit competitor. So you had like actual competition in the marketplace that was making making for an increase in production.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, 1,400 in the Super Famicom versus not even 800 on the SNES. Come on, don't be mean to us. 1,000 in the Game Boy. Advance, 1,000 in the Game Boy, 661 on the GameCube. We already said that one. Wii at 1654. This one is the current gen on this post was PS4, and they were at 1,300.
The Wii
Xbox
U.
One got 1,000. The Wii U got 725, and half of those were just GameCube games. They up.
Yeah.
Hello, Bird Butt.
How many were on the Wii? I missed that.
The Wii was 1654.
Yeah.
Sorry about that.
That's all right. We'll demonetize the stream
Maybe
with
you
some
need to
bird
try and step
cloaca.
on him again,
Oh, nice, Geminar.
and I'll fix him.
Found a Bionicle. I know exactly where my Bionicles are. They're in my big Lego tub.
Yo, I'll take them off your hands if you ever want to sell them.
If my kid ever doesn't want to play with them, then you can buy them from me. I'll trade you. Brake pads from Acme.
Okay.
Dude, I'm trying to I think I've narrowed it down to a 1984 Honda Civic front brake pads are close enough that I can just sort of grind away the ears a little bit so that it fits.
Wow.
Yeah, because it's $100 for pad. I'm like, bro, I'm not paying $80 for brake pads.
Yeah.
I'm gonna just switch it out. I'm gonna switch the calipers to some U.S. made caliper so that I can use a local boy. AC needs an intervention. Oh, he'll be okay. Bionicles are good for. He already found a wife. What's gonna happen? She's gonna not like his Bionicles? I think she already knows.
Yeah, she knew.
Wait, your wife does know you like Bionicle, right? Okay.
Yeah, she knew. She knew what she was getting into.
Talk about the Bionicles. Oh.
Yeah, I wouldn't fault Brandon on not being attractive to N64 if he was kind of pulled away from it because of PC gaming and arcade gaming. The whole stuff with the controller thing, like I said, besides the inversion, which is, I think that's odd, but not being able to play with an actual controller, I understand that because I see that with different people. It just doesn't click for a lot of people. They just don't know how to play with a gamepad. So I don't fault people for not understanding how a gamepad works or how to play a game with it.
You are far too forgiving of people not using their fucking brains.
I
mean, he's probably using his brains better than in other areas that we don't know of. Just for him, it just doesn't click, and there's a lot of stuff that don't click for me or for us. So I don't really fault him on that.
So I was a PC gamer for first person stuff. So the Quake, the Doom, and then getting more for me was Deus Ex when that came out, and Half-Life, and then we got Halo PC originally because I didn't have an Xbox at the time, and I was in a league. I was competitively playing first-person shooters online on that early internet where we shut down the phone, and it was one of the worst things you could play, looking back. But at the time, it was the best, and I would still go to Xbox LAN parties and be just fine because the way that the controller did the work for you in Halo takes care of everything.
The first time I played multiplayer Halo on somebody's console, I turned aim assist off. I lost.
So even if you turn off aim assist, you can look these huge things up where it shows you how the game actually, as you get close to various targets, it slows it down just a little bit. So even though it's not magnetizing you onto things, trying to force you to do it, the way that it balances the way that the game actually runs and your controller actually moves, the motion box of slow move, fast move, all that kind of stuff was such a revolution for the way that controller sticks could be used in first person shooters that it really changed the game.
Yeah, Halo was super innovative.
It was combat evolved. We need a FPS gaming night
stream. It's an accurate title.
Technically, that's Monday. We just don't stream Mondays
Bungie
anymore.
was genius.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've got Helldivers 2 on deck for the next time we have a Monday stream. Last games you played were in the 90s. You could use a modern controller to use to reins and steering wheels. Well, it's okay. I've got a full steering wheel that plugs into the PlayStation, so you can race just fine.
Was Jade Empire a good game?
Jade Empire. I remember watching the Josh Strife Hayes on it, and it seemed like a fun game, but I don't know that it was a good game.
So it's like I only know the name. I don't know anything about it.
Speaking of games, by the way, I'm about to blow you guys' mind real quick. Twitter is being wholesome about gaming right now.
Yeah, wanting to ban all gamers. Yeah,
no, not that. I genuinely mean they're being wholesome right now. Thank you, Maximilian Dude is trending. It's just people like just have this hashtag going of all their memories of Max Dude and just telling the guy thank you for being awesome.
That's a great trending you got, because guess what I got? I got Crowder, East Palestine, and the Diddler.
Wait, why is Maximilian trending?
So I clicked on it as well. I was worried. I was like, wait, is he retiring or something? Because I fucking love Max. And no, people just decided to. I googled it. He's not retiring. He's not dead. Nothing happened. People are just like thanking him for fucking existing.
That's awesome.
Like there's thanking him for being one of the coolest people in modern day gaming on the internet. And I was like, hey, this is awesome because Max he's legit.
I've got Sons at Nuggets, the real RFK Jr. movie, Diddy something. I don't know what that says, and $OPSEC.
Okay, but what the fuck is happening right under that tweet? Is it
this one?
What the hell? Rip Bozo, you'll never be forgiven for killing the public option in Obamacare.
I'm glad you died because you have different politics than me. Post is unavailable. Joe Lieberman dies.
I don't know him at all. Honestly, I know he existed, but I don't know.
So, yeah, I have got Jujutsu Kaisen 255, DeSantis, thank you Max Dude, which is what I was referring to. Twilight Princess, Steam, Hassan, hashtag Renew Steven Universe, fuck that. Jet Black, Jon Stewart, Red Dead, Jimmy Carter, and Larry David.
I don't care about any of those topics.
Sports numbers. Yeah, if you go to Thank You Max Dude, it's just everyone sharing memories of Max Dude, even though he's not dead or retiring or anything. People are just being sweethearts.
You've got nothing. Congratulations, you did it.
Yeah, let's talk about the Steven Crowder.
Yeah, do we have all the info yet?
No,
do we feel like we have all the info yet?
No, not even close.
I've been waiting to watch that. I was gonna react to that video on my Friday live stream, so I haven't actually seen it yet. But I could, if you guys want to pull it up or something, I'd say fuck it and do something else.
Oh wait! I've got another one. I got another one first because I was told to bring up another one for Waifu.
As I say, my whole thing that I've actually drawn from it all is it feels weird that Jared is the way Jared has put himself in the conversation.
Well, I remember when Not Gay Jared left, I was like,
yeah,
that was a topic of conversation for a solid year, whether something happened behind the scenes. But we'll watch this first.
It's true. He does have the documents. Thank you, Gemini, for this one. There's music immediately, so it's going to be muted for a second until that music's gone.
On females? No.
Said opinion on females.
Lube, no protection, all night, all day, from the kitchen floor to the toilet seat, from the bathroom sink to the shower, from the front porch to the balcony, vertically, horizontally, quadratic, exponential, logarithmic.
Oh, come on. Load, you bastard. You don't need to be 1080 here, okay?
Logarithmic scaling?
Logarithmic is like this. It's sort of like an inverse of an exponential.
Oh yeah, because it hits a point that it. Okay, yeah. Once it hits a point, then it slows down.
Yeah, basically, it goes up really fast at first, and then it gets closer to a point.
It's kind of like it's kind of like how my videos perform on YouTube.
Yeah,
that's how video scale. That's basically how
this bottom one right here. This is me.
Yeah. We get people viewing live stream, then we get like 10 more viewers after that.
Rhythmic. While I gasp for air, scream and see the light. Missionary, cowgirl, reverse cowgirl, doggy backwards, sideways, upside down on the floor, in the bed, on the couch, on a chair, being carried against the wall. Outside, in a train, on a plane, in a car, on a motorcycle, on the back of a truck, on a trampoline, in a bouncy house, in a pool, in a garden, bent over in the basement against a window.
You can easily do it in a trampoline. What do you mean?
I don't know, in a trampoline, but on a trampoline.
So you're basically lying down on a trampoline. She's the one that's jumping up and down.
What? What are you talking about?
Sex.
Yeah, I got that part, but wait, what do you mean?
You're on your back, and then she's jumping up and down.
I mean, yeah.
Yeah. I was like,
I guess so confusing.
I was thinking both people bouncing together.
Yeah, you could do that too.
That feels like that would be hard to control.
You're back now, Sparkles. We're listening to a female internet star talk about all the ways that women should be.
Yeah.
Now having the most toe-curling, back-aching,
Load.
shaking, dick-throbbing, fist-clenching, ear-ringing, mouth-drooling, ass-clenching, nose-sniffling, eye-watering, eye-rolling, hip-thrusting, earthquaking, sheet-gripping, knuckles-cracking, jaw-dropping, hair-pulling, mind-boggling, soul-snatching, overstimulating, vile, sloppy, moan-inducing, heart-wrenching, spine-tingling, back-breaking, atrocious, gushy, creamy, beastly, lip-biting, gravity-defying.
Beastly.
How long is this shit? I lost where I was. I'm sorry. I lost where I was.
She got lost in the sauce.
Anyways, see, that's my opinion.
No, it's just Brandon talking about literally anything.
You hate this so much. Why do you hate this, Sparkles?
That's a real woman, Sparkles. I know because we've seen their picture like 90% of the time.
Yeah, they've all been doxxed at this point. They are.
It's not even doxing. It's like most of these people just streamed previously with a webcam.
Yeah.
I'm just using the colloquial dox, man.
Anyway, send me their docs.
I say I don't know. I don't actually watch her, so I haven't looked.
Yeah, I've only
so many reasons. I'll be back. All right, Sparkles.
Yeah, I'm with Serranos on this. I think it's just odd the timing of all of it. Like just out of nowhere, he's like asking for money and attention on the matter. Because
I mean, it's not really weird that he is coming up and trying to defend himself from something that happened in the past, like bad blood with Crowder. But I find the fact that he has so much involvement with Crowder's wife is weird.
That part I don't know about. Like I want to know more about that because
he's been texting back and forth with his wife.
Well, at least we know the name Not Gay Jared had a meaning to it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, ex-wife at this point, right?
Where did that come from? What do you mean, like texting back and forth?
Yeah, because that's a part of what. I actually don't know if it was a leak or if it was just a publicly revealed, like through the court proceedings.
Oh, okay.
Basically, that's part of their suit against Hillary Crowder, I believe. They're trying to argue that she was defaming them and trying to destroy the company.
Huh. Okay. So I guess what I should ask is
that's where those texts between her and Jared would have come up.
Okay, and this court thing you're talking about, is that the divorce that's happening?
That is separate. There's
separate?
two.
So
yes.
what's the
as far as I know, there's two different ones because there is the divorce settlement where she is trying to get like whatever cut she can out of it, right? But then also he is arguing that she, her family, and Jared have been trying to damage their brand and destroy the business.
Oh wow, okay, I didn't know about that.
Yeah.
Well, Jared's been silent on this for like half a fucking decade, so I don't see that being true.
Well, I mean, that's why they're bringing up the tweets that they had gotten from his wife.
Well,
right, but that would mean his wife was trying. I'm still trying to figure out Jared's involvement because, I mean, it's been radio silence on him ever since he left the show. Which I mean,
he's the one that kind of brought it up a little bit more because he put out his video on Twitter.
But I've heard about the NDA issue several years ago. It was around the time like Quarter Black Garrett, I think, left Crowder, and he mentioned it on like a Nerdrotic stream or some stream about how like Jared is like being held against his will with this NDA. And I was like, "What's up with that?"
Well, and that came from when Crowder had his, supposed proposed contract with the Daily Wire debacle is when when Quarter Black Garrett started talking about all that.
What feels a little bit weird to me is because that the reason he would have signed an NDA because it's contingent on him getting a cut or him getting severance pay or something like that, right?
No, the NDA would be for probably for information like their location, where they're.
But why would he have to sign an NDA if he's getting fired?
Oh,
what would actually compel him to do that though after the fact if he's getting fired? If he's getting fired, he's not going to have attachment with him. What else are they going to give him for him signing an NDA?
No, that part is odd. Yeah, it's like why did he why
would you sign an NDA? Yeah, there's no way I could believe that you'd be forced to sign the NDA. There's something you got in return for signing your NDA. You had to have.
No, I get that. Yeah, because normally you sign an NDA when you start the job, not like when you leave the job. Because when you leave the job and if you already signed it, then it stays with you. In terms of the
non-compete,
well, not necessarily. So the reason for the NDA was likely because, and this is just me speculating, but because Not Gay Jared was a producer. What?
Pop's taking off.
Okay. Catch you later, Pops. No, because Jared was a producer on the show, the NDA would be in case he takes a producing job for another show, a rival show, something like that he cannot use inside information he learned with Crowder to possibly damage Crowder's brand working for a competitor.
And also, as far as what I've seen alleged from Crowder camp was that him being denied a job was because he was trying to get a job at the same place Crowder's show was going to be under. It was going to be under the same company as Crowder. No, it wasn't Rumble. It was earlier. It was
Blaze.
Was it the Blaze? Possibly. I'm not exactly sure.
I wanted to say the Blaze, but I wasn't sure if I was correct. But yeah, I think it was the Blaze.
I assume it would have been the Blaze. Jared was trying to get a job at the Blaze, and then Crowder struck that down because he had previously worked and they'd split, and they had like a non-compete or something.
Huh. Okay.
But I'm not really sure. I'm not sure how. Like, yeah, I can agree it's a shitty thing to do, but more than that, did he do something really wrong to Jared? I'm not sure.
I mean, probably Crowder's a dick, but that's.
I'm talking more like illegal or just. Yeah, I'm saying more. Well,
I don't even think we need to cross the line into illegal because nowadays, at least in my opinion, the court of public opinion holds more weight than the actual fucking legal system. So Crowder just being an asshole in some internet culture version of unforgivable sin could actually be worse than anything illegal.
But guys,
like somebody bad to work with.
Candace Owens has incriminating evidence against him and his wife.
Of course she does.
See, yeah, dude, I'm actually finding that more interesting than the Crowder stuff. Is the Daily Wire fucking falling to pieces before our eyes? I'm living for that.
I think it's hilarious.
It seems like Daily Wire started losing their shit after DeSantis basically gave up.
Wow, that was a lot of words that half of them were cut out and missing. Say that again.
Oh, sorry. It seems like Daily Wire lost their shit when DeSantis gave up.
Yeah, that was their. I
feel like it was before that.
Yeah, I think it was before.
Well, I mean, that's because DeSantis was like already like clearly lost for a long time now.
No, I think Daily Wire lost their shit when the COVID recovery started happening because there was. Like by that point, they weren't all in the same studios with each other anymore. There seemed to be some sort of camaraderie that like there was a non-existence of the original camaraderie. They started becoming more like the left and falling.
Yes.
Say that again.
I think it's because they hired Candace Owens. I think that's kind of where it went downhill.
Yeah.
I mean, the correlation there, yeah, absolutely. I don't know if the correlation and causation is the same there, but it was around that time. But also, the Daily Wire started acting more like the left, the people they claim to hate and whatnot, in terms of like all for bending the knee and silencing speech and being in some instances pro cancel culture. Like, I mean, we can probably all agree that Crowder's an asshole, but in my opinion, he was in the right in the original Daily Wire debacle.
It feels like he was, yeah.
Like, yeah.
I can understand the disagreement with leaking stuff, but also it's hard to expose something like that if you aren't.
I think
because like people would say like, "Oh, what's the evidence? What's the evidence they did this?" And then he had evidence that
shows the evidence.
You'd have to leave it, but I think it goes to that whole state of mind where if you get a bunch of people together whose entire reason for being together is because they're against that other person, that mindset where you're like, yeah, we'll work together to fight that. We're going to fight against that. We're not just going to go do a thing. We're not pro something. We're not going to do this or say this. What we're going to do is be the opposition to that. As soon as you're the opposition to that, that's your brain set. You find your ways to be the opposition to kind of everything around you, and it creates that division that will then cause everything to just fall apart.
Well, and not only that, but the whole mentality of the enemy of my enemy is my friend. Yeah, the enemy of your enemy is not really your friend. The enemy of your enemy is your accomplice. And at some point that exactly. And once that necessity of working together runs dry, or once it becomes more trouble than it's worth, then you're going to have some fracture going on within the inside.
Mm-hmm.
I think that again we're seeing. It almost seems, I'm going to be a bit conspiratorial here, but when you see some of the biggest names in non-traditional media side of the conservative space all falling apart one after another, Crowder, Daily Wire, Candace Owens, and that's all happening at the same time, it seems like there's got to be something bigger, but I don't know.
Oh, are you just asking questions now? It seems like there's something behind. I don't know. I'm not gonna say anything.
I mean, like I said,
I don't know what. Like I don't know what would cause something like that. Like the stars aligning in a way to see Crowder, Candace Owens, and Daily Wire all going up in flames around the same time is very interesting, but I don't know what or who could cause that. Or
I'm going to blame Candace Owens, even though I don't actually dislike her that much. I'm still just going to blame Candace Owens because it all revolves around her.
Oh, sure, blame the black woman, you fucking racist.
Yeah, it's more about
she acts more white than she does black.
Tim Pool's the real canary. If Tim Pool's whole thing falls apart, then we'll know something has happened. That's
I actually had a thought about that as well, because I've been noticed. I don't know if there's anything, if this is correlated whatsoever, but Ian from Timcast has been on the show less and less the last 2 months. Like, he's been notably absent for more than half the shows at the same time all this stuff's going down.
He's also going around and doing stuff though, so I think Ian not being there is more he's busy doing what was the one that did the
he did multiple debates, because he did the one with Destiny and who else was it? Yeah.
The Destiny...
Jordan Peterson.
I don't think it was.
No. The one before that, he did the turn the frog gate. Like
Alex Jones.
He moderated the Alex Jones debate with this other company, and I think he's with that company going around because he also he almost took his pants off. He said so. I mean,
he's
like, I'm gonna stand up. That was my favorite line.
He's not just off of Timcast. He's been doing things.
And then he was at a town hall with was it with Destiny?
Well, yeah, Destiny's
in like Ohio or something. Yeah, so
for the past couple of years, Destiny's
Ian's not gone. I think he's just like man on the streeting. He's like, hey Tim, is it cool if I go do some of my own stuff? And Tim's like, yeah, bro.
So, I told him it was all right.
I think it's really good for Ian.
I was just wondering if there was starting to be some bad blood, because the last when Ian has been on the show, he and Tim have started like go at it. Like, it's been. It's cool reading into it, but like the two have literally started to, in my opinion, they've been at each other's throats more than normal.
Yeah, because Tim doesn't like being confrontational.
Well,
he doesn't like that.
Don't speak for me, Pumpkin Man.
No, because that's the reason why he got rid of Adam.
No. The thing about Tim is he is really good at pushing down drama, because he's continually pushed away like conversations that he didn't want to have held about like people he's had on the show.
Well, he's a fence setter, dude. He doesn't like, you know what I mean? He's a fence setter.
Jack Murphy didn't bother talking about that. Wasn't that one
he
canceled
used
person?
to be a fence sitter. I don't think we can call Tim Pool a fence sitter anymore. I
He's
think
more
he's
of a
pretty much
conservative.
chosen his side of the fence.
He's more of a conservative.
I don't know. Did you guys watch the whole PBD with the dude with the hairline that's going faster than Colin?
Eliza Blue was on.
Did you see that stream today though?
Completely avoided all criticism for it because
with
that's
PBD.
Just good at.
PB what? Peanut butter?
PBD,
Peanut butter gamer?
Yeah, PBD. Like he had it with Leon. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh no! So I haven't watched today's episode of PBD. No, I usually watch it.
Yeah, no, they had it with the ESPN host, right?
That sounds like a supplement.
Leon? No, it was a pretty good podcast, to be honest, because this guy kind of changed his rhetoric, to be honest, because he's always been kind of leaning towards like some sort of way, and rightfully so, but like, we actually got to listen to him, what he thinks, because he is controlled by like ESPN and all this and his channels. And, we got like the Shay Shay podcast, whatever, that blew up when they had Cat Williams on. And you want to watch that podcast? It was freaking explosive, dude. So, I mean, there is a change in the media today, man. I mean, it is a thing. So who was that? Shannon Sharp, right? It was Shannon Sharp that was on. Yep. Sorry, I didn't know if you're doing
you went from 100 to 0 in a second.
Well, because you were doing like the whole anime thing, and I know you're talking about anime, but like I was pretty excited about it.
I'm just pulling up Mahjong because I was like, you know what? I don't really want to code right now. I want to play some Mahjong.
No, I mean, it's your channel. You control the channel, and dude, I'm pretty excited about your panel. I want to see what you guys do this weekend. I think that's
Are you recording it and putting it on YouTube?
Yeah, we should.
That's what I was asking.
Awesome.
Yeah, it'll get recorded. It won't be streamed, but it will be recorded.
Awesome. Yeah, I can't wait to watch it since I'm unfortunately unable to attend considering it's halfway across the fucking country, but I am going to an anime convention next month though, so I'm stoked for that.
Hell yeah, dude. I'm going to C2E2 next month, dude. I'm gonna do Bucky Winter Soldier for the first time, so that'll be pretty dope. Hopefully, I don't get
not the gas station beaver.
Yeah, hopefully I don't get arrested because I'm having a prop gun. I've never bought a prop gun to a Comic-Con, so that's.
I brought prop guns to several cons. You'll
worst thing that happens is you got to go to a booth and they tie a little band around it so that you know it's fake. But
yeah. Next month I'm doing Android 17 one day and then Luffy the next day.
Shit,
and
nice,
third day I'm just going plain clothes.
Yeah.
I'll be helping Ginger Ninja at Osaka Comic Con in May.
Nice.
Yeah, shout out to him, Ginger Ninja.
I think I'm kind of Ninja. I hear people talk about him all the time, but I've never really had any sort of interaction with him.
Blaine, so you're as a weeb, bro. I feel like you should go as Green Arrow.
Me? No. I'm wearing comfortable button-down silky shirts all weekend.
Oh, so you're gonna dress like Ian Crossland?
Yeah. Except it's Nezuko patterned, or I've got a fruits basket patterned one. Like, I theme out with it.
You're all of a sudden starting to get a whole lot more movement in you. Are you feeling better?
Prop guns are fine at C2E2, says Noda. So.
Well, like the thing is too, like if you have like the orange thing on kind of like the very end, that's.
So even with that, I've been to cons where they're like, we got to put this around it. And I've convinced them most of the time to wrap it around like the handle. So when you take a photo, you can just, you're holding the handle. But I have run into that a couple times. And it's like, are really? Like, it's obviously not real.
Catch you later, Dax. Appreciate you for showing up, brother. I'll see you
Nero.
on Friday for Neon Leon, my man.
Yeah, well, the thing, Blaine Dog, is about Chicago, dude. You know what I mean?
Chicky G's.
So it's a little bit sketch, dude. If you ever show up to the parking lot for C2E2 or just like Chicago in general, the crime rate is pretty high there. And it's very sketch compared to MegaCon. I will say that.
Did you say MayoCon?
Now,
or Are you calling me out, bro?
I will probably
no, MegaCon. Sorry.
I will probably trim, but I doubt I'll shave. I fucking hate the way I look completely clean shaven, but I will probably trim so that it's like less noticeable. And I'll probably like put some makeup because I wear makeup anyway when I cosplay. I'll probably like lighten it all up so that it blends into my face better, like for photos and whatnot. But I doubt I'll actually full on shave.
I trim my bush all the time. Don't worry.
Good.
Interesting.
Good. I was hoping you
This
did.
podcast is in fact sponsored by Manscaped, so it makes sense.
Dude, I should get that Manscaped sponsorship for sure.
That would be so cool.
Then we could all hang out, shaven together.
Clean balls, lives matter, bro.
Later this month, once I'm finally in a stable position between. Did I say later this month? Maybe later this year, my job and whatnot. Maybe I'll come up and visit you guys.
Nice.
Yeah, Blaine Dog, you're in Washington, right?
Correct. Yeah, outside
Seattle.
Yeah,
that's where I'm. Yeah, I got family there, so yeah, you guys were talking about trees earlier, right? There's some big AF trees in Washington. You don't have to go to Oregon,
California,
or you don't have to scroll
like that,
down. Yeah. There's some big trees, bro. There's big trees. Like I had black bear in my yard. We had to hire somebody to come shoot that thing, which I didn't really like, but yeah, dude, it was chasing our dog down.
Oh, that's the worst.
No, literally, yeah, and there was coyotes and all that. Like
anytime the black bears make it this far in, it's usually they're just scrounging for trash, and you just shout at them and they run away. We don't get many that fight the dogs, but my neighbor's dog is also like a giant German Shepherd, so I feel like that would be a crazy fight to watch.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just like I felt bad for the bear because the bear is just chilling, man. It would just eat. I mean, it would just eat.
He just wanted some dog food, bro. Like, let him have it.
No, it was just eating the trash out of the dumpster. That's what it was doing. But like, it was in a family neighborhood. But like everybody lived like a football field away. Because it was all forestry, like in Washington. Yeah, we know it rains a bunch, but like, when it doesn't rain, man, it's beautiful.
Oh, for sure. Even today, we had clouds and rain. My solar panels were still getting juice.
Oh, nice, dude. Beautiful. You do solar panels?
Yep. I got a whole off-grid build in my shorts.
Yeah. Yeah, I lived on, there's a lot of lakes there. My Pacific area, I lived about 45 minutes away from Seattle. Seattle was born. But Seattle, like Washington State, is excellent. Like as far as just like being in the wilderness and just like that fresh air, right?
You're not kidding. There's so many weird little lakes. Like obviously you got the big one, like Lake Washington, right? But then it's like there's Star Lake, Lake Wilderness, Lake Boren. Like they're just everywhere you go, like you'd find a lake. It's great. I love water.
Yeah, in Blaine, I would go to Callum County, which is on the top near, like you go to where the hot springs are.
For sure.
And yeah. So when we go to hot springs, they smell, by the way, the hot springs.
Oh yeah, they do.
For some reason.
It's all that sulfur.
I guess
it smells like
legs. But it's but some reason it's good for you though to go to the hot springs that people are saying. I don't know the science behind it, but like
it's the mineral that's in it, right? Like it's not good to eat, but it's actually like really good for your skin. So it's wacky the way the body works.
Yeah, and then you go to like the Puget Sound. Remember that? Like the orcas at a Pacific time period for some reason come to the Puget Sound.
We still get we have like a newsletter. It's like, oh hey, the orcas are here, and you're like, sweet. I'm gonna try to go camping this year out on the islands.
Ooh, nice.
I think that would be nice.
Yeah, because they come there for feeding for like specific times of the year. So it's very cool.
Beautiful.
Blaine, I'm gonna bounce out.
Alrighty, Angry. You enjoy living in Japan.
Real quickly though, for the because I'm gonna rewatch. I couldn't watch your stream yesterday, but the part with Brandon talking about his taste in Zelda or 3D gaming, I should say, is that when Lofty was in as well?
Yes. Yes,
Lovely.
Lofty was
All
also
right.
there.
All right. Well, this is gonna be wonderful listening. So, yeah, I'll listen to it, get more context. What he has to say.
I don't know. I think he gave more context tonight for sure. Because last night it was definitely infuriating versus what I heard tonight.
No, I missed it. Man, I missed it. What happened?
He was just like, I don't know. I'm never gonna play. I was like, why not play like the redo? He's like, I don't want to. And it's like, what? Why? Like, it was like a baby that didn't want to eat their greens, and you're just like, just eat the greens, baby. Like, but now we know he just has broken hands, so it's okay.
He just hates broccoli. Darn it.
Yep.
Have fun at your con, and yeah, looking forward to the panel video whenever you upload it. Curious to see how
For
that is.
sure, we'll try to get it and make sure that it actually records this time. So we're doing some tests now so that we actually get it, because last time we did not.
Bummer.
Yeah. So we'll get it this time.
Sweet. All right. See you, folks.
See you,
Chat.
buddy.
Good to see you, Angry.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, Blaine, so like do you have a third-party buddy that's gonna like set their phone aside? You don't need a professional camera, right? It just
I have a wife with we have one of those little pocket Osmos, so it should be good. We can drop it down to 1080 so that we guarantee that it'll continue to record, and then also they're really nice and smooth. They've got that little gimbal head on them.
Yeah. What's weird though, when I go to MegaCon, like it's so weird that like internet connection is sketch, right?
Yeah. We're not streaming anything for sure.
Yeah. You got to do like 720p is decent, I feel like.
Yeah. We'll be using this little guy here.
Yeah. Okay, cool. So another thing that I got for Comic-Cons too is a mini tripod. Like I don't know what you're setting on. Like it doesn't necessarily have to be your wife, but like, but it makes it better because she can give her a reaction and stuff like that. So, but
yeah, she's got the little like extendy stick thing for it and everything. So,
yeah. No, that'd be cool, dude. I look forward
DJ
to
Ronnie G, the audio sucks. So we've got the gimbal because there is someone who's going to be walking back and forth. So they'll be tracked back and forth with that, and then there will be just a fixed phone basically at us at the table. That way we can hit both ends that way.
Yeah, there's other mics that you can use though. The mics that go on your shirt.
I just don't
you know
have
what
any.
I mean?
Yeah.
Like
I'm not gonna get one by Friday, so I don't care.
Yeah. No, this is your first one,
second week.
Second week. Yeah. But this is the first time you're actually, filming, right? So
no, we filmed last time, but the
you did?
When we got there, the phone and the person that was supposed to be filming didn't have enough space on their device, and so they got like 11 minutes of it, and then had to like keep hitting the like record button again. So there's big chunks of it that were just missing. So
cool.
It is technically recorded in some amount, but not in any way that I would ever want to show human beings. So
okay, cool. So yeah, like
but we'll get it this year.
Yeah, like again, like you keep, getting better and better as time moves on. That'll be cool, man. I look forward to you dropping that video.
Yeah, it should be good. I'm just hoping there's not too because I want to do the 2 camera angles, so I might end up playing with it a little bit, so it might not just be out next week, but it should be really quick as far as just sticking them together and going.
Yeah. Shout out DJ. You have the Lampere mics, technically what they're called. Like you put them in your shirts and they connect via Bluetooth, maybe
little lavaliers.
Yeah, lavalier. Yeah.
Lavalier. Your new keyboard's awesome. Nice. This is one where was I live? Oh, I got the lube today. Andrew, I got a little tiny guy of lube, and I've got a little paintbrush to paint the lube on, so we can lube up them keys.
So I've never done anything like this. I knew some friends that are cosplayers that did this at MegaCon. So is there a list of people that sign up, or is this totally kind of sporadic, right?
It's
like,
it's raise your hands at the panel if you want to compete to see if your waifu is the best. I've been to other panels where it's like you submit ahead of time in order to be like a contestant, and they're fun, they're good, but there's a lot of people that go to those and they're like, oh, I didn't know I had to do that. So rather than deal with people who want to play but didn't know they were supposed to sign up prior, we just pick people from the crowd, and it's fun when people are all like, who's your waifu? And they're like, I like Lum, and you're like, oh cool, come on up here. And you're like, who's your waifu? And they're like, I like Rory Mercury. And you're like, next.
Savage you are.
Yeah.
No, but the other thing was I was like trying to bring up was that like obviously you got the people that want to vote, right? But like as far as overall like viewership, as far as like people that come into that room to see
last year with no advertising, we filled the room.
Oh, nice.
It was like there was a line, and because we were getting ready and we were because we didn't talk about it, we didn't do anything, we weren't like expecting anything, and then there's just this mob of people, and it was like, oh shit, I thought this was going to be a quiet, easy panel to do. But the panel where we tell people to drop anime, that one's a little bit quieter, a little bit easier, a little bit more intimate, so it's a little bit better. But the game show is definitely a game show. To the point where that's what happened last year. They put us in a single room, and it exploded. And so this year we actually have the rooms that are basically like 3 rooms that are connected. So it should be a great time.
Very cool. Yeah, the interesting thing too, man. I've been looking at like the larger channels do this too.
Mm-hmm.
Like you know, like Geeks and Gamers, Neurotic, that did the Friday Night Tight stuff. So you're obviously a lot smaller channel, and you're able to book a room easily. Or
you know, yeah, you know what SAKURACON's like very intimate as far as cons go, so it's not difficult, I'll say.
Dang.
Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting because like Friday Night Tights and all those guys were like acting like this was such a, you know, maybe I'm not a detractor on them.
I think if you get a like because there's some panel or conventions.
They're also to be fair, Friday Night Tights is renting out entire like bars for multiple days in a row.
Yeah, and
yeah,
there is that level of like,
I'm not a detractor. I just
but like here's the main stage. Like getting the main stage is like invite only. Is like you gotta be the big guy. You gotta be a voice actor. You gotta be a producer. You gotta be somebody if you want to like get the main stage. So that definitely exists. But there are like, at least with our convention, it's 2 separate buildings and just hundreds of rooms. So like if they're always looking for panels and people who can just literally communicate, who can use words in public, who are willing to go on a stage. Because like we've been to some panels. We went to a panel that was like tips on how to travel to Japan, and mind you, we'd been to Japan at this point probably 3 times, maybe 4 times. And we were like, oh, maybe they'll have like some like nuggets or something. And you go up and they're like, hey, everybody, I really like the trip that I took to Japan last summer. And and you're like, what are you excited? Are you happy? You go, like, come on, man. Like, and just you get a lot of people that just don't seem to be really happy or able to communicate or have a good stage presence. So.
I love the one con that I had a panel at. I was a presenter at. It was it was a cosplay panel, but it was a lot of fun.
What kind of cosplay panel? Like how to cosplay, or?
It was more about building your cosplay presence on the internet, like marketing and stuff like that. Marketing yourself as a cosplayer to get to be guests and whatnot at conventions and get paid to cosplay.
Nifty.
Yeah.
So I guess my question is like, how do you, like, when you apply, what's like the number one, a couple things, I guess, to get them intrigued or get them interested in having you on, featured on the Comic-Con.
Easy. Open schedule.
Right?
Have an open schedule.
I was about to say. For me, it was like email them early. They say yes. Like,
well, and
okay.
what I mean is like, because you can request the time that your panel should happen, right? And with SAKURACON, it is a 24 hours. So it starts Friday morning and it goes until Sunday afternoon or evening, right? And so some people will be like, I want to have my panel at this exact time or at this exact block. And if you say that, that's nice, but maybe there's like these other big things that they're trying to put at those more common time slots. And so they'll be like, well, we can't pick your panel because you can only pick this time. So if you literally say like, hey, here's what I want to talk about, and I'm willing to talk about it any day, any time, you have a huge chance of getting in there, being flexible and open with when you're willing to talk to people.
Okay. Yeah, I think I'll do that because like what I noticed too with like the local Comic-Cons, like and
the second one would be like just like title and description, like
that I designed, but like you know what I mean. So yeah, I'll take that advice, and because I did have
just
some
know
friends...
what you want to do. You're like, I'm gonna talk about waifus. It's gonna be a game show where people compete, they defend them, sort of like a Mortal Kombat style where they're yelling at each other, and we're gonna moderate it, and it's gonna be fun. Have a name for it, all that kind of stuff.
Funny you bring that up because I want your opinion on this. I've thought about starting a new live stream. It's just gonna be really difficult to pull off, where I basically do like nerd wars and just like every night, once a week, I'll invite random guests on. There'll be like 3 topics, and then we will have like it'll be like legit debates over just random nerdy things, and you'll have like 2-minute opening statement. Next person 2-minute opening statement, and then you guys get like 3 minutes of cross talk and arguing. Then like 2 minutes closing statements, and there'll be like a point system. I just thought it'd be something fun to do. So
yeah, and Leon,
for that.
That reminds me of like the old days. Remember when they used to have like on Collider, the golden days, they used to have that. They used to have it on Planet or Anti-Signor. They used to have those
movie fights.
Debates, right?
I got the idea from movie fights. Only I want it to be more more open than just movies. And what did you say to it, Blaine?
Oh, I said I'm all for that. Like if you look at my why are we here? Specifically, being able to identify and argue for characters and traits that you find noble is a useful exercise in your own life. So like the entire point of the waifu panel is that we're arguing and yelling about waifus. Like, who really cares at the end of the day? But that ability to look at characters or characterizations or things that people do is a useful skill to take. And so by taking a useful skill that we can train and giving it this sort of like nonsensical atmosphere, we can have those fun debates that make our brains work and get better without it being like, oh, now I hate you because you want to kill babies. Like,
well, have you ever seen the meme "How to include D&D in your resume"?
Oh yes,
I actually did that. I have D&D on my resume. Obviously, I don't list it as D&D, but I have all those fucking topics on my real life resume, and it has gotten me jobs before.
Oh, that's amazing.
Well, I think the thing is too, Blaine. I was watching your stream the other night, and the only pushback on me being subjective about it is that it seemed a little bit strict, right? I think. Have your rules, present them, but say, hey, this is PG, right? Because we all know anime goes a little bit extreme, right? Or like,
most panels will,
for example,
whether they're 18 plus or not. So,
we got one all ages and one 18 plus.
But
here's the deal. Last year, we said, all right, this is an all ages panel, so just keep it PG. And they didn't, and it took constant censorship. So we're gonna be a little bit more funny with the rules, maybe. But like we're gonna have to get more specific with everybody.
Yeah, because you want the topics to be natural flowing, right? Like
And
if
for
someone
everybody
goes
to
on a
have
line,
fun and know they're having fun, right? I don't want anybody to be like, "Ugh, well, I don't know if I should follow what that guy just said." Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. You pretty much read my mind on that one. So yeah.
Yes, Big Diamond. Angry, yes. Serranos he's like mostly editing right now. He's not really reading or paying attention too much. But Serranos, now you're in trouble because you haven't played Twilight Princess, apparently.
Saran Dog, are you sleeping, bro? You alive?
No, I think he's editing his video. That's what he was doing, I thought.
Yeah. Yeah, no, it sounds like it's going to be a good, very good weekend. I look forward to seeing like what we put out on that. So,
Thank you.
Yep. Yeah, man, I got C2E2 come out next month. Pretty excited about that. It's going to be a long drive. But it's a bigger con, man. It's a bigger con, so it should be pretty fun. Meeting some other YouTubers that I don't know if you know them, but yeah, I'll meet some other YouTubers on the internet sphere, I guess.
Very fun.
Yeah.
What
I can.
Have you been to C2E2 before?
Alrighty, guys.
Yeah.
I got a boogie so I can make my video for tomorrow and still be able to sleep at a logical time after all that Sonic Generations I'm sure I'm going to play tonight. So I will catch you guys later.
Alrighty, you have a good one.
Will do. No fun time Friday, right? Because con.
No Thursday, no Friday this week. So.
Well, I'm so glad that I was able to make it here before it's like another fucking week before I can hang out with you guys.
Exactly.
Again,
it's like it's been months.
Yo,
I see you.
Leon, hold on.
What's up?
I know you're going to see Godzilla on Tuesday, right?
That's the tentative date so far is Tuesday. Yeah.
Okay, so I do want to put together a stream at some point, so I'm going to be reaching out to you at some point.
Dude, reach out. Just don't reach out to me on Instagram. I almost never.
No, I got back on Twitter, dude.
Okay, cool. Because it shows me as active on Instagram at all times, even though I'm not. Because people have been messaging me being like, "Hey, it shows you're active on Instagram. You don't respond to messages." I'm like, "Well, I'm not active on Instagram. I almost never use unless I'm posting a photo or something. I'm almost never on Instagram."
You gotta. You're boomering it, dude. You got to shut the active thing off. The available thing, shut it off.
Available.
Hit me up on X or on Discord, and yeah, we'll put a stream together, and that'd be great.
Okay, cool.
All right,
good to see
catch you later, guys.
All right, have a good one, Leon.
Bye.
AC needs to never play 8-bit games because he disliked pixel art games. My taste has changed over the years. Yeah, it's interesting to hear you say that because like I of course grew up on pixel art games, and so for me like that 16-bit pixel is like oof, it's beautiful, it's gorgeous. I love the amount of detail you can have while still having this sort of like it's a limited art form, so there is stuff where you sort of have to translate in your brain like what it's supposed to look like, what it's supposed to mean. I think that's a great balance of all of that.
Serranos, you're playing possum right now.
Yeah, he's
I'm here.
Yeah, he got his editing game. He had to take a dump, man.
Yeah, I did.
Who does the number 2 work for?
He can't be on an airplane with that much extra weight.
Bring it down.
You've seen these Boeing planes lately, man. They're you grew up on N64 and I don't care to play it as much. I definitely had a lot of fun with the N64. And it's weird because like I played the N64 at a specific age where my brain was like, man, these graphics are amazing. And you go back and you're like, those aren't that good. But what it does do is a lot of those old games, especially the old Rare games, had so much good color. Like the Banjo-Kazooies, and we were talking about the Diddy Kong Racing previously too, where it's like you just got so much good bright colors. It's fun to enjoy.
Banjo-Kazooie was so great, dude. I love that game.
Oh, 1,000%.
Yeah.
Oh, I even like Tui. But yeah, that usually meant more to me than graphics was the colors that a game used.
Yeah, not Zack Snyder-ish, right? Where everything's kind of dark, like the visceral, bright colors that evoke emotion, right?
Just
That's, you know.
and just having different colors, right? Like Helldivers, for example, has a lot of very similar looking areas. There's a lot of, sort of mud brown deserts that you'll go through. But another planet you drop on might be this sort of like bright blue, teal, like tropical, weird alien planet. It can be very different, but to have that sort of like, this is the green world, this is the blue world, this is the gray world. Like I'm okay with having desaturation as long as we have balance, where we do get some color from here to there.
Yeah, agreed. Because like I think about Mario too. Like when Mario 64 came out, that was very visceral, and it was like I felt like that was innovative for its time. To be honest, Mario 64, and yeah, and like Zelda, I'm kind of worried about that movie coming out. They announced there's a Zelda movie coming out, so
we'll see.
I know the Mario, yeah, but the Mario movie was pretty successful. I liked it
for sure.
But how are they going to do a Zelda movie, a Link? Because Link is kind of the driving character, which is more stoic. But did you see the article that came out about that, Zane?
Legend
about
of Hardcore Zelda.
Yeah, Serranos, did you see that where they said that it's going to be kind of? They didn't say cheeky. They said something that it's going to be whimsical, but something else, right?
And
Did you see the
honestly,
article?
half the time you don't actually need the main character to talk. It's not really that common.
Yeah, we don't need main characters to say anything to connect with them as human beings.
It's true. Well,
and there's a lot of movies where you can have a stoic lead that doesn't really say anything.
But do you ever have a silent lead?
Yeah, I was gonna say no dialogue. That's hard.
Yeah,
that's pretty hard though.
It works great for games when you want to be that character, but movies, I feel like we have to have them talk. And it's one of those things where it's like, I don't think Link talking is as big a deal as maybe somebody else would think. I think it makes sense because in universe, when you're talking with people, like it's assumed that Link is saying things in order to like communicate. Here's this letter from Zelda. Hey, can I have that mask? Like all this stuff is assumed that he is saying it. We just don't hear it in game. So it's not like he doesn't.
Some of the games act like he doesn't say anything. So
some of the newer games have, like Skyward Sword, I think especially felt like they were like, hey, this guy's a mute. Because you'd be in the cutscene and he would be like leaning back instead of just being like, whoa, Zelda. Like.
The interesting thing they could do, which I don't think they're gonna do, is like someone that's
on autism.
Yeah, well, emotionally like numb, right? Like scarred from something. But I don't think they're gonna do that, right?
I hope not. I hope he's a little more that like wide-eyed kid trying to attack the world. I think that's the better characterization to go with.
Yeah,
that's the one that Miyamoto always wanted, right? Like he wanted the kid Link. That's why we got the whole time travel thing. Like, I think that'll just work better. Young and whimsical.
Everybody else around him could be, enticing or entertaining. He doesn't have to be like this vibrant dude. He could just be like this justice, like this consistent dude. He knows his path. He's the part of the hero's journey or whatever he's going through.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't have to be this multi-layered character. It's a gaming, film.
Excuse me, princess.
Was that him? That was not him, right?
Yeah, that's the Link with the "Excuse me, princess."
Okay.
From the classic cartoon series Legend of Zelda.
Oh no.
Oh, it's so funny. Have you never seen that, Tim?
No, dude.
Bro, you need to look this up. That is a classic piece of video game history. That entire series is gold.
I'm one of those that get offended because his hair is not blonde. So like if Superman's eyes are like brown, I'm offended. Like his eyes are blue, darn it.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll have to check it out. This is on YouTube.
Yeah, you can. I mean, you can watch like I think even like old Peanut Butter Gamer and stuff have done like full reviews on it. But yeah, it was a full cartoon back in the day.
Oh, dang, dude.
Think having Link talk will break the internet like Chief taking his helmet off in the show? No, because again, Link isn't like a mute. Like he goes yeah, and then you also have like he does text boxes. You're obviously asking people questions like "Hello, shopkeep." Like it's assumed that he's talking. Whereas like Master Chief has a helmet, and in the game, like when he does take off the helmet, they still don't show you his face, and
it's
like
helmet.
It's a big deal that like the entire like Spartans have this armor set and like that is their character. So like that would be like them taking Link and what would you have to do to Link to make him the equivalent of Master Chief taking off his helmet? It would be Link grabbing a spear or something. Like I don't know. Like it would have to be him. Like be like at the end of the thing, he's like, "No, the Master Sword isn't what gives me strength. I'm what gives me strength," and like something silly like that.
Whatever,
yeah,
JP.
Purple
That's
hair
not
is
canon to me.
Purple hair is the real Link hair. We all know it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I don't know. The thing that would break Link for me is just like making him seem like Deadpool, like overly comedic would break me. Like you can have a good stoic character and make him interesting like Batman. I understand the fact that he has like two sides of the coin, right? You have the billionaire playboy side, but you also have the stoic side. He's the kind of stoic side.
He's always said that Batman is the real him.
Oh, did he really?
Yeah, that's what the character has always said is Batman is who he really is.
Oh, cool! I didn't know that.
Because that's who he is after having his parents killed.
I don't wear a mask to become Batman.
Martha!
I wear a mask to be Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
What did you say that name?
I don't want to hear you say that. I don't want to see you say that name.
No, don't leave me. No.
What you do defines you.
Oh, dude, yeah, we need to get Link in a boat. I'm on a boat.
Why can't we just cast Link Har as Link and just solve all of our problems?
There we go, the Lightbringer. The true Link among us. Brown-haired Link forever. They'll make him black, gay, female.
Gay!
When he pulls the Master Sword out and he fast forwards time, he comes out the other end with a booby. He's like, "What? Where'd my wiener go?" Well, Link, I mean, it's the future. I mean, come on. What do you think? That you're not a kid anymore?
This is multiverse, bro. Anything can happen.
Right? You're the modern Link for the modern human.
You could see a 2021 Acura. I don't know. It's
the modern non-binary human.
It's a fantasy. You can do anything with it.
Modern audiences. Sorry, I sound like Trump there.
Modern audiences want Teslas in their fantasy stories. That's just how it is.
Triforce of electric power.
You should make that into a short.
There we go. That'll make people happy. They'll love me for that one.
Yeah.
Ganon's gonna throw Link. Oh, oh my gosh, Jemmy, you just said exactly what the problem will be. Rather than being some sort of a reincarnation of evil that has come back once again to try to enact his will and rage the world, Ganon is going to get a humanizing backstory that makes it, oh, that's why Ganon was evil all along.
No, it's going to be the opposite. He's just going to be Trump. Ganon's just going to be Trump.
He just has orange hair.
The problem with all of these bird people around here, they eat all the food, they leave the poo everywhere, they don't clean it up, it's disgusting, can't have it.
You all listen to the King of Hyrule. I mean, look at the guy. Does he even know where he is right now? And like the King of Hyrule just Biden with like his sunglasses meme.
We have to build a defensive wall, laser eye turrets to keep the bird people out, to keep our streets clean.
Gan and I opened up my castle to you so that we could have some diplomacy, but I think at this point you're gonna go the other final dog.
You can't even keep a story going. You can't run a country straight. What can he do, folks? We need brand new leadership.
Koroks are not sending their best.
Koroks, they're not sending their best, folks. You gotta admit, they're not sending their best.
And I mean, look at this Deku tree. I mean, what kind of mature spirit hangs out with a bunch of children all day? I mean, are we okay with this?
I think you guys got it wrong. China is huge. China's huge.
They're gonna bring a great sea down on everyone.
China is huge.
Yeah.
Everyone's talking about fairy folk, but we know what they're really talking about, okay, folks?
Gave a boy a fairy. We all know what that means, don't we?
Those China people, the Kung Flu was destroyed America.
Make Hyrule fake great news. Again.
Who would be the Alex Jones XP? A Goron? Would it be a
Raru?
Goron?
Oh, dude, a Goron would be great. My brain thinks Raru though, like the Sage of Light. Link, you're woken up. It's 7 years in the future, and you gotta get out there and fix it. Everything has gone to crap ever since we started letting these people in from the desert town. We got just full racism on the Gerudo.
I mean, he has a point.
Yeah, I mean, ever since the Gerudo came in, man. They only have women. I mean, sounds like my kind of village. Would you just have a wig like nearby? Like you just like reach down and you're just like, all right, wig time. Where's my wig? I mean, it's not a wig. You can touch it. Go ahead. I mean, it's real hair. Real hair I paid someone to install on my scalp, but
I think I need to watch Venture Bros so I can just do the voice impression at cons.
Oh, for sure. Oh, we killed Tim, man. He's down.
I want to learn more of his lines. And it's like every time I open my mouth, Tim's still laughing.
Fucking Kevin's the water make the freaking Zora gay.
He's still gone. He's not even looking at the camera.
Dude, the frogs in Ocarina of Time are already gay.
Those the frogs from Ocarina of Time? They didn't look like that in the remake.
Oh they got the rainbow frogs now. Some little fairy boy planting seeds, singing songs to him, making him hippity hoppity. Think of the actor.
I'm sorry.
You got these demon Octoroks coming across the border. Don't apologize. I love this. This is hilarious. I got sumoed.
I wear a little blonde wig, man. I'm just trying to blend in, dude.
Yeah, you blend in perfectly.
Just trying to blend in. China is huge. The pandemic, the Kung Flu, whatever we're doing, make America great again. My impersonation is horrible, but whatever.
All you do is say the words. The impersonation takes care of itself.
Yeah. China. China.
I'll try. Hold on. Let me hit the button so I can find this one later.
China.
Add stream marker. There we go.
China.
Oh. Get rid of that.
Oh, Lord. Gotta say it with you, Tim. Huge.
Tim, you should watch Free Run.
Free Run?
Yeah,
you should watch Free Run.
Tim would love Free Run.
Is that anime?
Anime, yeah.
Yeah, it's about a elf that's looking for spells.
It's an elf that likes magic. Yeah,
they're like, you know how you like collecting Pokemon cards? This elf likes to collect magic spells.
Okay,
it's a well done show for sure.
It is one of the most beautiful shows.
Is it huge? You know, is it? Hopefully, it's not fake news.
It's gonna be a full 28 episodes. It's actually longer than almost all anime seasons, outside of the never-ending anime seasons.
Yeah. Dawn to the rescue. What do we got, Dawn? Bling 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 bling. No, I'm gonna get hit for that every time of those AI songs.
Get that bling bang, bling bang, bling bang.
Throw that in the old Discord, Jimmy. We can click it from there. Go.
People love that song.
I feel like Destiny with his wig, dude. It's not blue, but it's yellow, bro. I look good with it.
It's got enough of that little, like, that weird floppy hair top to it. It's got that Destiny cut for sure.
Yeah, I'm channeling my inner Destiny.
You did it.
Yeah. I feel like a little bit of a honey badger right now.
A honey badger?
Yeah, dude.
You hungry?
Flowing, dude.
You hungry, little honey badger?
I'm hungry. I did cook a pizza earlier. I ate half of it. I could eat the other half later.
Is the old
Make
school
sure you
method?
actually put it in the
nice.
fridge before the 2-hour mark so it doesn't get moldy.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah,
I cooked it.
If food sits out for 4 hours, then you probably shouldn't put it back in the fridge because that's when it gets too much bacteria on it.
Then you just eat it.
Yeah, you have to either eat it then or just throw it away.
Yeah, I cooked it to the crisp though. It's pretty good, dude. It has no flop. Like if I've been watching the pizza reviews, I'm like, this pizza has no flop. It's crisp. You know what I'm talking about?
I have no idea, but the second you explained it, I was like, I know exactly what this video is. Like I know exactly what that YouTube video is. It's a guy, it's like a top down, there's the pizza, he's like, all right, boys, we got the Domino's, and they've stuffed the crust with pineapple, so we're gonna break into this guy, as I always say, pizza now, then pizza now, right? And here we go. He opens the box and he's like, well, we got a greasy one. We got a greaser in here, and he's got his little like soundboard. He's like, we got a big old greaser. Oh baby, here it comes. Like I know this video.
Yeah.
I've never seen it, but I can feel it.
From Barstool, bro. I've been watching those. He's like, oh no, this pizza.
Okay.
It's like it has no flop, so it's good. It doesn't matter if the pizza looks like freaking ash charcoal. But no, it has no flop. It's decent. So
who wants pizza with no flop? Pizza should have some give. Like you should have to curl the edges a little bit to keep everything in the boat as you eat it.
Yeah, that's why I make fun of reviewers too, and just like everything, it's like, dude, who gives an F if it has some sort of flop, dude? The pizza sauce could be bomb, dude. Like it could be really good, and the cheese could be melted.
Yeah,
like a really good way, but the flop is bad, and that makes the pizza shite. Like what are you talking about, bro?
Yeah, what if all the ingredients give it a really good like mouthfeel? You could be missing out on the best pizza you've ever had.
Yeah, exactly.
You ate a pizza you had in the oven overnight. There you go. It's good for you.
Blaine, I watched this guy from Barstool Topic, dude. He goes to all these places in Chicago or like all over the country and eats all these pizzas, and he has his own metric and stuff. And I'm like, dude, come on, dude, you're reaching. I was like just because the flop is bad, or just because it's not like he has certain, like he likes certain types of pizza.
I'm not really concerned if pizza's floppy.
I
I really do care about how it tastes. Because I'm not that concerned about specifically eating it like on the go or like needing to eat it a specific way, right? Where you just hold it up by the edge and that's good enough. I'm okay like holding the undercarriage.
For sure.
Unless it's so bad that it literally is just goop. It's like this is kind of wrong because it's like this dough basically isn't cooked.
For sure, for sure. Because like even like some of the best pizzas that I've had, like sure the bottom will have a nice crust line on it, but it will still be a thick enough dough that like it's still got a little give to it as you're eating it.
Yeah, because I also like even if it has like the flop, but like if it's crisp enough on the bottom, but
The
like all the
actual bottom,
textures.
yeah.
Yeah. The textures, the cheese, and there's also pizza that has like the pizza sauce on top of the cheese, which is kind of like a newer thing. It's not the stuffed crust. It's
like
still good.
It's a wild looking
Giordano's.
pie.
Yeah, you ever tried Giordano's? It's really good. Recommend
I don't know
it.
if I have those. If I do, I'll try it.
Yeah.
I
But
like I like pizza places. So
what were you saying?
Giordano's. It's got the sauce on top of the cheese.
Yeah, it's like a reverse.
I was gonna say,
Oh,
I think
God,
that might have been the one I tried in Chicago.
Yeah, look at that,
yeah,
dude.
it's pretty good.
It's like an actual Chicago pizza.
Forgive my language, it's amazing.
So yeah,
you're allowed to swear now. It's almost 10 o'clock. You're allowed.
Yeah, because the thing is, what they do, they have a special ingredient for the crust. It's kind of like, I don't want to pancakey, right? So the taste is kind of rich for the crust, but it's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, yeah. Yeah, but they also like in pancakes, you put the vanilla extract in pancakes. You ever make anything homemade?
Always.
I don't know what they do with like the ingredients for the pizza, but man, it's top notch, dude.
Nice. The best pizza place around here uses bagel dough. So their pizza dough is very, like, you know how a bagel has like a good density to it? Their pizza dough is the same way, and because it's a really nice thin layer to then the like a little bit fatter on the ends, it has that same kind of bagel where it's like a nice dense like carrier of all the food and the flavor. That place is great. Zeke's Pizza, if you're ever back over in the area.
Nice. So it's a nice combination of like moisture, but also in flavor. But it still has like,
and you don't need you don't need it to be like super crispy to be like thick enough to hold itself up, you know. It's good.
Pretty good.
And they've also got like a bunch of really good flavors, like the Buffalo Soldier, which is like buffalo chicken pizza basically. They've got the Puget Pounder, which is like every good like Northwest thing you can get. The Forager's fun too. The Forager is like one of those few like vegetable pizzas that are tasty because the whole thing is just like a bunch of mushrooms they pick all over the place.
That's pretty good. I really do like mushrooms, portobello.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good actually. Yeah, cooking's interesting to me. Like, Blaine, are you still doing that food truck thing?
Yep, eventually. Yeah. I'm still chugging away. It'll be ready when it's ready, and we like it like that.
Yeah. No, I want to see it come to fruition, man. The food trucks is the way it is, man. Like in the town over the city over, you know.
It's amazing how applicable that video is.
And we like that, okay? Yeah. It'll be out when it's out.
The only thing keeping me going is that video. And the fact that I've already sunk like probably 50 grand into this thing, so.
That's a lot of money.
It's not for business startup, but it is a lot of money for certain. That is a true statement.
Yeah. Well, I mean, at least you're consistent. It's a constant thing.
Yeah,
right?
we're moving forward. We are moving forward. We went from having like 27 things that needed to get done to now 4 things that need to get done. So it is much closer than it used to be.
So Blaine, like you're doing this Comic-Con, this coming weekend. Are you gonna plug a little bit of your business?
Business, no, because the business is not gonna get plugged. Like I can't say, hey, come to my food truck when it's like I still have to get signed off by LNI, DOH, fire department, and then I can go. And as it is, we've been, in the startup phase for about 18 months now. And I still get emails that are like, hey, can you come to our event? And I'm like, no, how did you get my info? Like, who are you? So like people are asking me to come with my truck and I'm like, I don't have my truck yet, but I will reach out once I have it. So I'm not I'm not really pushing that until I have it set. Mostly I'll have a little thing that's just a link to the YouTube channel because that's the big thing for me right now.
That's really cool though. Like, I mean, that shows there's like a demand for your product.
It doesn't exist in other food trucks, especially in this area. Like, we can get Thai in food trucks, Mexican, of course. We got food trucks that do burgers. We got food trucks that do crepes. There's a ton of Indian food trucks, hilariously enough. But there is just no Japanese food trucks, let alone okonomiyaki, which just isn't in the States yet. So I think I'm still ahead of the curve on that specific food item, which should give me a leg up there.
So like your area per se, is it like it's a big city? Is it is there a college crowd? Because you know,
so with where I am, I have access to right now we have a bar that we're working, or a brewery in Burien, if you're familiar with that city. It's kind of right next to SeaTac Airport.
Not really. I'd have to look it up. Yeah.
I can just pull a map up.
Is there any notable university outside of U of W?
Yeah, UFW is kind of big though, right?
There's so much. So
it's just on the opposite side of town, so it's not as relevant unless he wants to go up there.
So here is the greater Seattle area. So Burien is way down here. And they're near the airport, and there's a brewery there called Logan Brewery, and they do like video game themed brews. So like one of theirs is the Green Hill Zone, and they got a bunch of other stuff like that. So they're in that sort of Japanesey video game side of things. So we'll be the Japanese food truck that can show up there for a day of the week. And then up in Seattle in Ballard, there is Red Letter and Obet's breweries that are both sort of an Asian themed beer. Like they'll have like rice stouts and that kind of stuff, as well as the more like standard IPAs that Washington loves. There's some down here in the Renton area that is like the Four Generals. I think it's like right here. So like this entire area is all like reachable within, an hour for me. So like I could be in North Bend if I needed to. So I'm willing to go where people are, where people want me. If people have like a thing that I need to drive out to, maybe there's like I need a guaranteed 500 head before I show up at an event farther out. But stuff like Renton has a farmer's market. Kent has a farmer's market. Maple Valley has a farmer's market. There's all of these farmer's markets that are like, theirs is on Tuesday, theirs is on Thursday, theirs is on Mondays, and you can just show up and be one of the food trucks in the row. And especially with showing up to like farmer's markets, because I've got a couple friends in various city councils at like Puyallup and Renton and stuff, and it's like they will ask 10 trucks to show up, and 3 will actually be there. So if you're just someone who can show up, then you're already going to be one of the like top 30%. And then from there, you just have to have good food that people want to eat. So I'm stoked. I'm excited. It's been a fun plan.
Yeah.
I was looking at the Giordano's pizza thing, like the shipping, because I was like, I want to see how much it was, right?
Because they can freeze it and ship it or something?
Yeah. And then there's the thing for extra sauce packets. I was like, what kind of sauce am I putting on my pizza? Like, why would I get sauce packets for my pizza? What, like, hot sauce is this like an in-house blend? It's like, it's pizza sauce. It's just
just pizza go to
Walmart, they'll sell you pizza sauce to go with the pizzas if you want more on your pizza, or just to use it to make your own pizzas. It's just their pizza sauce.
That's wild. I will say
I had a serious disconnect between pizza sauce and hot sauce or other kind of sauce on top of pizza.
I will say, because I'm a hot sauce fiend. I am a sauce boss through and through. And I have found the ultimate pizza hot sauce. It is this stuff. It is Forelli. They have standard and they have extra hot. They've got a truffly one. just their standard is fine. You want a little more heat, go ahead and grab that extra hot. But the Fiorelli or Casa Fiorelli Italian hot sauce is the best hot sauce I've ever put on a pizza.
I didn't know this was a thing. Like for pizza, like I used to, if anytime I want moderate spices, Cholula sauce. I didn't know this was a thing for pizza.
That's solid.
Yeah, I've done the Cholulas, Tabascos, Franks. There's a Smokin' Joe's down in Texas. One of my favorite hot sauces. Anytime I'm down in Texas, I buy more from him or I pay him to ship them up to me because I love it so much. But like when it comes to pizza, this is the sauce I have found that's just like, holy crap, this is delicious. Even Nuke's down in Oregon is really good, but they're in like Portland. So if you make it to Portland, Nuke's hot sauce has a lot of good ones too.
I don't think I've ever had theirs.
It's tasty.
Interesting.
Yeah, always stick with if it's Italian, stay Italian, I guess. Do you guys know Rocky Road ice cream is cold?
Sorry.
How much was it?
Yeah.
Here I'll send you the I'll just send you the Amazon link, even though I hate Amazon.
Yeah.
And it'll update to your local prices and everything.
Yeah, it's a new thing to me because like Cholula anytime I want spice, but I didn't know it was a thing. Because like I don't know, we've all eaten at like Pizza Hut, right?
For sure.
And so they have the
pepper flakes and
paprika.
Parmesan, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
So I'll tell you a funny story real quick about this. All right, so me and my buddies every Sunday or Wednesday would go eat at Pizza Hut, right? It would be like 20 minutes over. It was a special occasion. And then what we would do when everyone's we'd mix it up. All right. We're a-holes, but every time we would unshake the cheese, the mozzarella. Sometimes, but then another time would be the paprika. So when someone would use it, it would dump all over the pizza. We always keep it ambiguous, so it's just a fun little joke. But yeah, just guys being guys, right?
For sure. Welcome, Gooch. Diabolical souls.
Yo, Gooch.
I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Pixiv tags or something else. A plump female body that looks pleasant to hold. That's my favorite tag.
Do you know what character this is describing?
Is it Fat Elf or whatever that show is?
That would be one of them, but another one is also the girl with really long bangs from Nikkei. The one with the tummy.
Oh, the new one with the looks like the hentai protagonist?
Yes. That's her.
Eleg. Okay. Eleg.
Extra thick.
Yeah, like the pizza meme.
Yeah.
This is the apparently. How is like that's plump? Her pants button.
Though.
Oh yeah, I guess I don't see her thighs right now, but
oh yeah, there's also another one I saw a little bit earlier today, which was someone just asking, is this girl fat? Who she was a model, she had just like her thighs were slapping.
Oh, that's hilarious.
There was like on a runway. She had like a very she's very well in shape, but she very much had a good amount of fat on her.
There was there's another one that was going around. There was like this Chun-Li cosplayer, and they're like, "What do you think of her thighs?" And like she had like I don't know if all she ever did was squats and like wall sits, but like her thighs were like straight lines as far as like the muscle groupings go. It was wild. So everyone was like, well, it's a little too strong. And like, what's wrong with you people? Why are you all like this? Oh, they're too fat. Oh, they're too strong. Oh, they're too fat. Oh, they're too strong. Like, can't you just get over it sometimes? You're like, yeah, good job.
Oh, yeah, here
You're never going to touch it either way. So
I think you can put this on stream, but also it's the music is copyright for sure.
Okay, I'll just pop the voice off. Is it Stellar Blade?
So it's like $9. That's not
no,
bad.
there's just a model. There's just like straight up a person on runway.
Oh, gotcha. People saying she's too fat?
No, it was a question. Most people don't think so. No, it's just like asking, is she fat?
Oh, gotcha. No. No.
Yeah, it's like I would say she is fat, quote unquote, because like her thighs are extremely like have a lot of fat on them, but she looks attractive.
She probably like here's the real problem is she thinks she's fat. That's the real problem. She's like, oh, I hate this. This needs to go away. This is the worst. And like, sure, she's a model, but the only reason she's able to model and like kind of work through it is because when she's modeling, people are like clapping all the time. And so like she feeds off of that that sort of that atmosphere that people give her. Whereas like if she suddenly has a job where that doesn't happen, suddenly she's binge eating
she has,
or
like,
other coping, and it's like,
incredible-
no, stop, you're fine.
She has like incredible
You're
fat
great.
distribution.
That Chun-Li cosplay looked good. Yeah, that Chun-Li cosplay could crush Watermelon for sure. That would be.
It just
easily.
like now, like it's funny because like the whole thing, the reversal of like the supermodel, right?
Mhm.
And then like Sydney Sweeney starts showing her boobs off, and then all these people are approving these OnlyFans chicks, but then Sydney Sweeney, a movie star, is like showing her boobs off. She knows what she's doing, and they're all body shaming her. Okay, so we're not allowed to body shame fat people, but we're allowed to body shame women that are in shape that actually work their butts up, because Sydney Sweeney does go to the gym. She has gym pictures. So
Yeah,
it's like,
P
what
plus
do
P
you
equals R.
want? Yeah.
It's if you are in a position of privilege and the ability to, make money or, have all these good things in your life, you aren't able to be like prejudiced against other people, because then it's racism or whatever ism it is against them. But if you're that person who everything's going well for, everyone can be that against you, because then it doesn't count. And it's the weirdest mindset. It's like it's the whole thing where like black people can't be racist. Similar idea, because they don't have privilege, then they can't be racist because they don't have the power, right? And it's wild. It's like, no, that mindset needs to be stopped. The mindset of thinking someone else is bad or evil or wrong because of these like inherent traits is wrong. Now,
And the reason
some
the
people
mindset
need some
exists is
motivation to not be
specifically for
unhealthy. Yeah.
division. Like it's specifically made to divide people.
And the thing is too, is because people don't think objectively based on facts too. They think emotionally, therefore they are.
Yeah. Are there jacked people who are unhealthy? For sure. Are there fat people that are unhealthy? Definitely. Are there super skinny people that are unhealthy? 100%. And like those people need to be encouraged to not be that way. They need to be healthy. Like that should be our goal, is to be like good to our bodies and not like destroying ourselves in one way or another. But rather than use the various social tools that we have to motivate people to be healthier, we create this like guardrail against like, we can't say this about that type of person because it'll make them feel bad. And it's like, well, maybe they should feel bad. Maybe a little bit of motivation will come from feeling bad,
Yeah, exactly. It's not like
as medium-sized girls get some. You're like the middle class. Both sides just want to tax you to death, fan site. You're like, you get the brunt of both sides. Since
I
you're
play both
Indian,
sides,
can you be
so I
racist?
get both taxes.
No, but you can only get away with saying racist things as long as you have a feather in your hair and say that the All Father is watching, or not All Father. That's Vikings. What's Sky
Odin?
Sky? What is the? Oh my gosh! I
don't
believe
even know
I
what
forgot
you're
my
trying
Indian
to refer
racism.
to.
Native Americans say like the great sky spirit. There's a meme that used to be in like all the movies and old cartoons. Like I'm talking like 1920s New York Times political cartoon, like that kind of meme. But anyway, as long as he acts and like Sky Daddy, yeah, let's go with that. Maybe bring a drum, hit a drum like as you go around and say racist things. Like then it'll be okay.
I was gonna say is like I always advocate for highest taxes possible, and I never pay taxes, so I always come out on top.
Exactly.
I'm just gonna go with Sky Daddy.
Yeah, Sky Daddy works for the natives.
Wow there, Tim. Easy with the gamer words. What did I say about what was gamer? I don't remember.
Well, Tim, cool with the anti-Semitic remarks, okay?
Okay, I don't remember saying anything.
In the Sioux, they call it the Great Spirit. Thanks, Tits and Raygun. Sioux, you're Cherokee? Wait, are you Cherokee? Because I feel like, oh yeah, well, no, because you speak Sagali, and that always throws me off. Because the Cherokee language is like, why is it? Why is it we couldn't just be like, oh, the Cherokee people speak Cherokean, like the Japanese speak Japanese? Like, it makes sense. Anyway, whatever. I think I'm weary of this. Tim, you got anything fun coming up? Anything good planned for your tube, your stream? You said you were back on X. You keeping that under wraps? Because I wasn't gonna shout you on blast, but
yeah, I'm back on X to the Z on Twat Waffle. You know how I do. Trying to be hard like 8 Mile style, like M. But I'm back on there, unfortunately. Yeah, because I know it's efficient. I don't like being on there. You know how I am. But like I'm back on there so I can reach people. But yeah, next thing going on. I'm going to cover the rest of Bad Batch. I was kind of waiting out. Unfortunately, I'm going to cover the Acolyte, but Godzilla, I'm doing a non-spoiler review tomorrow night because I'm going to the theater and seeing that darn movie. I'm pretty excited. I'm not thinking it's going to be some sort of thespian movie, but I like seeing like lizard toads or whatever fire stuff out of their mouth, Kong with the Infinity Gauntlet. I think it'll be pretty fun. It's going to be a fun movie. I'm pretty excited.
Mm-hmm.
And that's probably what's going on next. I'll probably play a little bit more Battlefront. And yeah, that's pretty much it, man. Thanks for having me on. I got a Comic-Con. I'm pretty excited for your Comic-Con. I want to see the footage.
For sure.
What's going on with that? Because I do want to kind of do some things like that as well. C2E2 going as Winter Soldier for the first time at a con, which I've never done. So I think that's pretty exciting. But yeah, man, thanks for having me come on, and always a pleasure, dude. And Serranos, good to see you. And Pumpkin Man, shout out.
Nice. I was trying to look up what various tribes called their like god spirit, and I was on the Sioux page. So I was like, "Are you Sioux?" Because it was literally just the word in front of my face. That's how dumb I am. I just read the word that I'm looking at. I can't.
Well, my tribe is Sioux. It's based in Montana, but there are other tribes. Yeah. But yeah, also shout out to Liana. He was here too. But Diama, dude, I do want to cover that because we know Kira Toriyama passed away. So rest in peace. I do plan on covering that in the fall. Tentatively, those are the dates. I don't know how it's going to affect that series. So that's be interesting talk. And you guys do make me want to talk about more anime. I think you guys were recommending anime I would like, right? Earlier.
Oh, for sure.
What was it?
Yeah, Freyren.
Freyren I should watch.
We'll tab you up on that.
Yeah. No, I do want to watch more anime. I didn't get to talk with you guys about what was it? I liked One Piece live action, and I also did like The Last Airbender. I understand the complaints, but overall, I did really like the series.
I've had other friends IRL that have said, "Oh, that was really fun. I really liked it," and they completely ignore the whole like Aang flies at the beginning and then could fix things by flying later, and no one cares. That it just kind of washes off of most people. So, it sounds like it did okay, which is better than the last one did. So they're improving, right?
Yeah. Well, my thing is on the whole Aang thing flying. I understand the complaint because I'm not a super hardcore fan, but he did kind of push off the ground to make him fly, kind of glide, fall in style, in Toy Story, fallen with style, right? That's what I took it as.
Yeah.
So I wasn't that extreme on it, and I understand how.
Or just he was using air to sort of like keep himself from like dying on the
levitating, right?
Yeah.
Like yeah. That's it. But yeah, thanks. Yeah, always a pleasure, dude.
Nice. And then Serranos, how's that video coming?
I could probably finish it in about 3 hours, but the thing is, I'd rather get some sleep.
Oh, for sure.
If I was on a stream today, I could have gotten it out right before bed. That it would probably cut into close, but I will probably be able to get it done the day after I get back.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Thank you for having me on, and I will see you in Seattle.
Yep. All right. And just remember what the great Eminem said.
I was gonna ask us one more thing before we go.
Oh yeah,
I'll probably be getting into town like around noonish. I'll probably be around.
Oh, will you be in town at noon? If you're in town at noon, that's when we were planning on going to get the badges. So
I say, yeah, if you're able to pick me up over at my family's place, then that'd be convenient.
Yeah,
I'll text you when I land down.
Hit me with your flight number, and I'll just see when that's gonna land. Because we should be able to time it with that, I think.
Okay, yeah, I could text you after, but I just want to start that now.
Perfect.
Just let you know. Because I already said you wanted to come in town about the same time, so yeah.
That'll work great. I thought you were getting in later, and I was like, I don't know.
I got the
good luck waiting in that line, buddy, because it gets long after 5 o'clock.
Yeah, that's what I said. Like, I've got the morning one, so I'm good on that.
Okay, perfect. Remember, Eminem isn't number 5 because he's white. It's why he's not number 1. A wall, if you will.
Best rapper of all time. Yeah.
I love that whole video is great for Realist.
Yeah, it's great.
Anyway, everyone have a wonderful rest of your day. Have some fun. You've got the next 2 nights where you'll have hours without me. You can watch some anime. You can play some games. Just relax, enjoy. I've lately, in the morning while I'm like working and stuff, I normally put like YouTube videos in and stuff plays, and I'm getting like, recommended like drama streams and stuff. And like now I'm just putting on music and I'm just listening to things that are just, they're fun, they're hard, they're, all over the place. Everything from Elvis to MCR. Like I run the gamut, and it has been a very good start of the week for me, and I think that's part of it. So have some fun, and I'll see you all next week. I believe on Tuesday, because I believe I have a thing going on Monday night. So Kampai, everybody.
Peace.